Hello, fans, and welcome to This Day in Baseball, where we're going to bring you a full radio broadcast of today's game. And before we do that, I just want to thank Classic Baseball Radio, and there's a link in the notes where you can check out their full channel. They have many great radio broadcasts. And while you're listening to today's game, if you want to check out much more about the game and the players, look on the links below, and you're going to see links to player pages, the date the game happened, the year it happened, and the play-by-play. Enjoy the game, and check out the links while you're watching the game, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that every time new content comes out, you're going to get that firsthand. And thank you again for checking out This Day in Baseball, and enjoy the game.
Yankee baseball, as we take you down to New York Yankee Stadium, a big doubleheader between the Yankees and Detroit. The Yanks lost yesterday. What's going to happen today? Let's find out starting right now.
It's Yankee baseball time again. This is Bob Delaney welcoming you to another baseball game brought to you by the makers of Ballantine Beer. Once again, Mel Allen, Red Barber, and Phil Rizzuto are on hand to bring you the play-by-play. Well, looks like they're all set to go down on the field, so let's us get set as the Atlantic Refining Company and your Atlantic dealer for the 26th straight year as baseball's largest continuous radio and TV sponsor brings you Yankee Baseball. This broadcast comes to you by courtesy of the Atlantic Refining Company and P. Ballantine & Sons, in cooperation with Sports Network, by authority of the Yankees. It's intended solely for the private enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play description without the express consent of the Yankees is prohibited. Well, hope you're all set now for the ball game with plenty of the crisp refresher Ballantine beer. See for yourself why over 5 million glasses of Ballantine beer are enjoyed every day. We're all set now for the Yankee baseball game, so let's go down and pick up the starting lineups.
Have a look at the batting order. For the Detroit Tigers, leading off at second base, Jake Wood. Hitting second, Billy Bruton, center field. Batting third, Al Kaline, right field. In the cleanup spot, Rocky Colavito, left field. Norm Cash, batting fifth, first base. Steve Burrows hitting sixth, third base. Dick Brown catching. Chico Fernandez, shortstop. Don Mossy pitching. For New York, leading off second base, Bobby Richardson. Hitting second, playing third base is Clete Boyer. In the third spot on the batting order, playing left field, Bob Cerv. In the cleanup spot, playing center field, Mickey Mantle. At first base, batting fifth, Bill Skowron. Catching, Elston Howard. Batting seventh, playing right field, Roger Maris. Hitting eighth, playing shortstop, Tony Kubek. In the ninth spot on the batting order, doing the pitching, Whitey Ford. The umpires back to plate, John Flaherty. At first base, Ed Hurley. At second base, Jim Honeychick. And at third base is Bill Kinnaman. Now, In the event you didn't get the scores of last night's games or yesterday's games, Detroit beat New York 8-3, Baltimore 4, Cleveland 1, Chicago 10, Kansas City 1, Washington shut out Boston 4-0. Sturdivant pitched a one-hitter. They'll be here Tuesday night and Wednesday afternoon. Minnesota outslugged Los Angeles 13-6. Today in the American League, first game of a doubleheader at the end of 4 innings. Washington 2, Boston 0. McLean against Muffet. King homered in the 4th for the Senators. First game of a doubleheader at Cleveland. Baltimore 0, Cleveland 0. Perry against Heft. Kansas City and Chicago play 2 later. Los Angeles, Minnesota single game later this afternoon. Yesterday in the National League, Pittsburgh defeated Cincinnati 13-5. San Francisco 8, Milwaukee 5. Los Angeles beat Chicago 7-3 last night, and Philadelphia knocked off St. Louis 3-1. Today in the National League, St. Louis 1, Philadelphia batting in the first inning. Jackson against Green. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh, it'll be Hunt and Friend. Milwaukee at San Francisco, Chicago at Los Angeles, later afternoon starts. All single games in the National League. Detroit leads the American League with the best start of the year. 20 out of 27 on the victory side. Yankees second in a virtual tie with Baltimore with 14-10. Baltimore 15-11. The Yankees have a percentage point margin. San Francisco leads in the National League with a 16-9 record, a half game ahead of Los Angeles, 17-11. Then come Pittsburgh, 14-10, Cincinnati, 14-12. The Yankees take the field. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, as the ball club has taken the field, Don Hefner poised just to the left of home plate on his way down to coach at first base. We have our national anthem. Battery for the Detroit Tigers, Mossy and Brown, and for New York, Ford and Howard. And the best battery of them all, baseball and Valentine. Valentine beer, a crisp refresher. Whitey Ford wanders out to the mound. I'd like to say as he starts to warm up that as you can see by looking out your window, if you haven't been outside yet, we finally have gotten some warm, sunny weather, real baseball weather. And a great attraction, the Tigers and the Yankees in their critical pair of games. We've got a fine crowd on hand, but we still have plenty of room. A lot of folks thought, obviously, that it was going to rain, but for this great doubleheader and a greatly critical one, because a double win for the Tigers could pull them way out in front and maybe you never catch them. The Yankees are fighting to try and stay close today, even though it's early in the year. So you got time to come out and see a great deal of this first game, which has not even begun, and all of the second game. So why don't you take a drive or take the subway to Yankee Stadium? You see as much as you can of the first game and all of the second game of this critical doubleheader. And now, stepping into hitting position is Jake Wood. Whitey Ford on the mound with a record of 4-1, making his 8th start of the season. Into the windup. The pitch to the right-hand batter is in there for a called strike. Ford has never had too much success against Tiger teams. A lifetime record of 9-7 in his overall 137 wins, 60 loss Major League record. Next pitch is low and inside. He started against them April when the Yankees were in Detroit late in April. The Yankees won the game in 10 innings, 13-11. The pitch is swung on, a high fly down the right field line, curving foul, and out of play. He went 6 3rd innings, gave up 11 hits and 6 runs, 6 earned runs out of 10 scored. Arroyo won the game in relief. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch to Wood, swung on and missed, strike 3. Billy Bruton steps up. Batting .229. The pitch is in there for a called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Now the pitch. It's bunted at and missed, strike 2 to try to bunt a sweeping curve. Ford into the windup, and the 2-strike pitch is swung on. A dribbler down the third base line, a fair ball, and Bruton will go for at least 2. Around first, hits for second. Serve throws back in to Boyer. Bruton hit it right off the end of the bat, a little dribbler right down the line. Boyer playing very wide of third and couldn't get to the ball, and Bruton winds up with a double. His 4th double of the season. Whitey almost had him fooled on the ball. He hit it right off the end of the bat, and she spun down the line, and with Boyer playing well over towards short, he couldn't get over. It wasn't a hard hit ball. Serve fielded it way in along the left field line. Now here's Al Kaline, batting .314 with Rocky Colavito on deck. Whitey to the stretch. And the pitch. It's low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Phil Cavaretta coaching at third. Don Hefner at first. Ford ready. You look around at the runner. Here's the pitch, and it's low and inside, ball 2, 2-0. Now the pitching pattern changes with the runner in scoring position. Two balls, no strikes on Al Kaline. Whitey to the stretch. And the pitch. It's low, ball 3, 3-0. Kaline looks at Cavaretta to see whether Bob Sheffing's got a green light out for him or not. 3 balls, no strikes. Whitey set. Here's the pitch. And it's in there, strike 1, 3-1. The electric enunciator on the scoreboard says, Happy Mother's Day. And we, of course, emphasize the sentiment. Bruton leads off second. The 3-1 pitch. It's low and inside, ball 4, and Kaline walks. With one away, the Tigers get something started. Runners on first and second, and here's Rocky Colavito batting .264. And he has been pounding Yankee pitching. Colavito. There's a pickoff throw to Bruton, and he's safe. Jim Honeychick came running up. They threw the ball to, I said a pickoff throw to Bruton. I meant to Richardson trying to pick off Bruton. It was close, but he's safe. Bruton on second, and Kaline on first. Ford steps off the rubber. Whitey Ford into the stretch. And the pitch. In there for a strike. 0-1. Colavito's had 2 homers, 2 singles, and a triple in this series. Been pounding Yankee pitching for something like a .375 average. Here's the pitch. He held off a curve low and inside. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. .625 in this series with 5 for 8. Runners lead away from first and second. And the pitch. Swung on. There's a drive to deep left. Bob Serve comes on and makes the catch. And the runners hold up. Colavito lines to Serve in left field. And now coming up is Norm Cash, hitting .330. Rocky hits the ball solidly on a line to Serve in left field. Norm Cash hitting .330, 24 runs batted in. Leading the Tigers in that respect. Whitey taking his time. Bill Bruton on second. Kaline on first. And the pitch is bunted, and it's a beauty. And he's going to beat it out, and the bases are loaded. Norm Cash laying down a bunt. Beating it out for an infield hit to load the bases. Bruton moving to third, down to second went Kaline, Cash to first, and that brings up the right-handed hitting Steve Burrows. So Norm Cash, who thought he might be vulnerable to the left-hand slants of Ford, a left-hand hitter, smartly drops the bunt down the line, beats it out to bring up the hard-hitting, right-hand hitting Steve Burrows, batting .355, currently the Tigers' leading hitter. So there are 3 men on, 2 out, and Steve Burrows at bat. Ford to the windup, and the pitch. Swung on, bounced down the third base line, foul. Strike 1, 0-1. Young Steve Burrows from Wayland, Michigan. The American Association's most valuable player last year. Had 33 out of 93 and 22 runs batted in. Hitting .355. And he usually gets a piece of the ball. Speed on the bases. And the delivery. Changeup is foul down the third base line. Strike 2, 0-2. Phil Cavaretta. Southpaws it back to Ford. Bruton on third. Kaline on second. Cash on first. The Tigers roaring out front, having taken the first two games, seeking to get the big jump for Don Mossy, another Yankee nemesis. Bruton, Kaline, and Cash on third, second, and the first lead away. The windup, in comes the pitch, and Burrows takes it inside for a ball, 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Whitey again to the windup. 3 men lead away. Here's the pitch, and it is inside. Ball 2-2-2. Burrows not biting at the bad ones. He got a good eye and a cool customer for a youngster. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Burrows wants to have a look at the ball. John Flaherty looks it over, leaves it in the game. Bruton leads off third, Kaline off second, Cash off first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ford into the windup. Here's the pitch, and Burrows takes it inside. Ball 3. Full count. You got Dick Brown on deck. Now he's got to come in with it or walk in a run. 3 men will be traveling with the pitch. Bruton, Kaline, and Cash. Whitey into the windup. 3 men go. Here's the pitch, and it is ball 4 inside. And a run is forced in. Burrows finally walks after Whitey was out in front of him. No balls and 2 strikes. Bruton comes in from third. Kaline goes to third. Cash to second. And Burrows to first. And the batter now is Dick Brown. Dick Brown batting .310. The windup and the pitch to the right-hand batter is outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. And the Yankee bullpen is immediately alerted. A 1-0 count. 1 run in for the Tigers. 3 men lead away. Here's the pitch, and Brown takes it over the outside corner for a strike. 1-1. Three men lead away. Here's the pitch. It's in there. Strike 2, 1-2. Al Kaline on third. Norm Cash on second. Steve Burrows on first. A 1-2 count on Dick Brown. Hitting .310. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 2. Whitey's been trying to get that slider over the inside corner. He failed 4 successive times after getting Burrows in the hole, 0-2. He tried it again with Brown and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 men on. They lead away. The windup. Here's the pitch, and it is swung on and missed. Strike 3. And the side is retired. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on. At the end of the first half, the first inning. Detroit 1, New York coming to bat.
The crisp refresher is icily nice. The crisp refresher, precisely right. Lively golden, crystally clear. The crisp refresher, Valentine, Valentine. Valentine, Valentine beer. Everybody clap your hands, tap your feet. Snap your fingers. And that's the man for Valentine. The crisp refresher. Diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Valentine, Valentine. Sing it again. Oh, Valentine, Valentine. Crisp refresher.
Beer. Since 1840,
America's finest.
The last half of the first inning, Bobby Richardson, Clete Boyer, and Bob Cerv coming up. Don Mossy with a record of 4 wins and no losses, making his 7th start of the season. The Yankees defeated the Tigers in the one game he started against New York this year, April 26th, but Hank Aguirre was charged with the defeat in relief. Mossy gave up 3 earned runs in that game. He worked 4 innings. Bobby Richardson hitting .240. Mossy into the windup and the pitch. It's inside, ball 1. The Yankees got a jump on Mossy in the first inning of that game when Richardson and Kubek, first 2 men up, both dropped bunts down the line. And that led to a rally of 2. Burrows is in close this time, alert to that situation. Here's the pitch. It's bunted in the air, foul, coming back up onto the netting. Strike 1, 1-1. Bobby this time looked at third, but tried to bunt toward first and fouled it off. The pitch to Bobby swung on, hit back through the middle, out over second to the center for a base hit. Bruton tossing back in to Fernandez. Richardson singles to center. Here's Boyer batting .290. Mossy ready, checks the runner, and the pitch. It swung on, hit the second. Wood over to Fernandez for 1, back to first, safe, no double play. A force out at second. Boyer trying to hit behind the runner, grounded to Wood, who flipped to Fernandez, but Boyer beat the relay to first. They forced Richardson at second. 1 out. And here's Bob Cerv, making his first start for New York this season. Bob had only 9 for 58 with the Angels, batting .155. Nothing for 1 with New York, the pinch hitter. Don Mossy's pitch is a little outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. One and nothing to count on Cerv. Mossy ready. And the pitch. It's over. Strike 1. 1-1. Mossy's lifetime record against the Yankees is 14-10. Something like 10-4, though, since he's been with the Tigers. Came up originally with the Cleveland Indians, you'll remember. Moved to first base. Boyer's back. Remember, he and Ray Narleski were 2 fine relief pitchers for Cleveland, behind that staff of Lemon and Wynn and the Big Bear. Mossy's pitch to Bob, swung on and foul back. Strike 2, 1-2. A 1-2 count on Cerv. strikes. And the pitch. Swung on and popped up foul off to the left behind the plate and out of play. A 1-2 count. Marcy came to the Tigers in 1959. And they've been using him as a starting pitcher, and since then he's 10-4 against New York. He and Larry have been a great 1-2 pitching punch against the Yankees. Marcy ready. The left-hander delivers and serves, swings and fouls it back up here. Count remains 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the 6 games that Marcy started, he's pitched 3 complete games, won 4, lost none, worked 41 and a half innings, 41 and 2/3 innings. He's given up 9 earned runs for a 1.9 earned run average. The left-hander delivers to serve in tight at the belt. Ball 2, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Boyer leading away from first. 1 away, 1-0 Detroit. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the mezzanine. A 2-2 count on Bob Serve. 1-0 in favor of the Tigers. It's the first inning. Got a lot of room out here if you want to come out. Great day for baseball. A lot of people stayed away thinking it might rain. We got a good crowd, but plenty of seats. Here's the pitch. Swung on as a drive, hit foul down the right field line, out of play in the upper deck. Count remains 2-2. Serve and pecking away at Marcy. Got a hold of that one pretty well. Just a little too late. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Marcy again to the stretch. And the delivery. Swung on. There's a drive to deep left field. It is going to be a fair ball. A home run for Bob Serve. Serve ripped off a wicked liner down the left field line. We had a hold up until Bill Kinnaman called it. It was so close from our angle. And it went out there like a bullet. And it's 2-1 New York. Serve hitting his 3rd homer of the season. Mantle batting .279, batting right-handed. And the pitch. Inside as Marcy drove him back. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes. And the delivery is over the outside corner. Change of pace. 1-1. Marcy really drove Mickey back at that first pitch. New York 2, Detroit 1, first inning. Marcy to the windup and the 1-1 pitch. Gets the outside corner for strike 2. 1-2. Bill Skowron on deck. Now Mick will get something of a breaking variety, inside or low. And the pitch is outside. Ball 2. 2-2. Threw him a fastball outside. Trying to set him up, I believe, for the pitch I mentioned. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The left-hander to the windup. Here's the pitch. And it's a curveball swung on and grounded foul down the third baseline. Count holds at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2-1 New York, first inning. Mossy into the windup. Here's the pitch. And Mantle swings and grounds it foul back to third, bouncing into the stands. A 2-2 count. 1 out. Don Mossy peers in, gets the sign from Brown, swings to the windup. Brown comes the left arm, the pitch, and Mantle swings and fouls it off. Count holds at 2-2. Now the 2-2 delivery. Change up, swung on, and fouled off again. Two balls, 2 strikes. Big gap in right center in the outfield. Here's the pitch, and it hits the bat. It was in tight, hits Mickey on the bat handle, and skipped on back to the screen. Mantle was taking that pitch. Count holds at 2-2. Mossy again to the windup. Here's the pitch. And Mantle swings and sends a high drive to deep right. Kaline getting back right at the barrier and makes the catch. 2 away. And Bill Skowron's coming up, hitting .286. Kaline at the running track in front of the Yankee bullpen, catching Mantle's drive. The Moose hitting .286. 2-1 New York, first inning. Mossy goes to the windup and the delivery. Over the outside corner, strike 1, 0-1. Now the pitch on the way. Changeup is swung on, line down the left field line, and it's in there for a base hit, and the ball bounds away from Colavito, and Moose goes into second with a stand-up double. Colavito was looking for the ball to hug the rail and come right around the base. Instead, it caromed off at a sharp angle. Moose would have had a double in any case. But it was just a matter whether the ball caroming off at an angle not expected by Colavito might have led to an extra base. Elston Howard coming up. Skowron collecting his 6th 2-bagger of the season. Ellie batting .400, 16 out of 40. Two down, 2-1 New York. Don Mossy's pitch is in there, strike 1, 0-1. Outfield shaded just a speck toward left, almost straight away. New York 2, Detroit 1, first inning. Mossy into the stretch, Moose off second. Look around, here's the delivery. swung on and fouled off to the right of the plate, out of play. 2-strike count. He crowded Howard with that pitch. Nice to see Mr. Jim Farley out here today. Great baseball fan. And a man who's taken part in some of the crucial history of our nation. The old Haverstraw first baseman. No balls, 2 strikes. Mossy ready, delivers, and Howard takes strike 3. Call over the outside corner. Caught him looking. 2 runs for New York. 3 hits. No Tiger errors and 1 Yankee left on. At the end of the first inning, New York 2 and Detroit 1. We pause for station identification.
Thank you, Mel. We are in tune with Quality Modern Radio, 1460 on your dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. WOKO time, 26 minutes to 3.
Again, a reminder that there's plenty of room for you if you'd like to come out and see as much of this game as will remain, depending on how much time it takes you to come from wherever you want to come from to get here, if you'd like to get here. Got that covered pretty well. I know you can get here and see all that second game. Yeah. On land, on sea, in the air. Come on out. As we go into the second inning, Chico Fernandez leads off for the Tigers, 2-1 New York. Mossy to follow, and then Jake Wood. Washington leading Boston 3-0 and a 7.5. Baltimore, Cleveland scoreless end of 4. National League, Phil's 2 Cards 1 end of 2. Reds and Pirates scoreless end of 1. Whitey Ford swings to the windup. Here's the pitch to the right-hand batter, and it's over. Strike 1. Fernandez batting .271. Whitey rocks in the box. Pitch swung on to high, foul, back to first, out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the pitch to the right-hand batter, swung on to high fly ball in the center. Mantle backs up, gets under it, and takes it. 1 down. Don Mossy coming up. Mossy with 1 for 12. Left-hand batter. Phil Cavaretta coaching at third, Don Hefner at first. Whitey into the windup, the pitch swung on, a ground ball hit down to first, scouring up with it, tosses to Ford, covering in time. Two outs, and here's Jake Wood, struck out in the first inning. From Elizabeth, New Jersey. Batted .305 at Denver last year. Fleet-footed right-hand hitter. It had to be good for them to trade away a man of the caliber of Frank Bowling. Ford into the windup, and the pitch swung on, grounded foul to the left of the plate. Jake batting .292, stolen 7 bases. That was a good trade the Tigers made. They gave up a good man, but they felt that Wood would replace him. And with Burrows, the MVP in the American Association last year, to take over third, Tigers adjusted well. Here's the pitch, and it's inside for a ball, 1-1. They replaced Yost with Burrows. And bowling with Wood, and he got Bruton in center. Here's a pitch swung on and foul off to the right of the plate, out of play, 1-2. Enabling Kaline to move to right, back to right field, which is his best position. Ships Colavito to left. The defense tightened. Gotten some good pitching from the so-called second liners to back the Toppins, and they're moving. The 1-2 delivery, swung on and fouled off upstairs. Count remains 1-2. Yankees 2, Tigers 1. It's the second inning. By the way, the Tigers will be here for a doubleheader on the 4th of July. Get your tickets now. Next pitch is low, 2-2. I have to do it right this minute, but in fact, if anything you got to do right this minute, I hope it's going in the kitchen to get some Ballantine beer. But I mean, you know, at your earliest convenience. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Forward to the windup and the pitch. Swung on, hit sharply to third, knocked down by Boyer. Fires over to first, scoops out of the dirt by the Moose, backhanded for the putout. Gowan saved Boyer on that one. Boyer, realizing the speed of the batter, had to grab that handle the second time and fired quickly, and his throw was to the right field side of first base. The Moose stretched out and slipped to that bushel basket of his, came up with it. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. 10 of an inning and a half. Yankees 2, Tigers 1. Says here, ever see a baseball game with just one team? That's what it says here. I have. When we were kids, we only had one team. We just chose up sides, played each other. That leaves me nowhere to go. Point is, though, it takes 2 something, you know, to play the game. I really want to get in. What I'm trying to get into is this. It's 2 very important things go into a truly fine beer. Lightness and flavor. To really refresh, a beer must have lightness plus lager beer flavor. And that's where the crisp refresher, Ballantine beer, comes in. Ballantine combines the best of both to deliver the taste you've been searching for in beer. A taste that's sunny, mellow, just as crisp and refreshing as all outdoors. If lightness alone won't do for you, if you want a beer with flavor too, you just make that good old 3-ring sign and ask the man for Ballantine. Remember, people know quality when they taste it. That's why over 5 million glasses of the crisp refresher are enjoyed every day. Ballantine beer. La Crisp Refresher. Last of the second. Roger Maris coming up. Left-hand batter. The pitch is outside for a ball. Hitting .217. They kid Roger. They give a French pronunciation to his name, Roger Marie, and then they sing the song Rosemary, you know. The 1-0 delivery from Don Mossy. It's in there for a strike. Started to bunt. Brought Burrows tramping on the front lawn. One ball, 1 strike. Mossy into the windup, and the pitch to Maris. Swung on and fouled back. A 1-2 count. Raj has been slow getting underway this season, as opposed to his great start of last year. In fact, the whole team, as a team, has not been hitting. And that's been putting extra pressure on the pitching, which has, as a result, faltered in the last week or so. Now the delivery. Swung on and foul back. Count remains 1-2. This is an interesting game. You never can figure it out. But certain men will get better pitches to hit if other men are hitting. And if other men are hitting, and this guy's not going to get much to hit at. They have to give certain good hitters pitches to hit at with man. Here's the delivery, swung on and foul back. then they can't afford to walk him or that type thing. So they have to get pitches in the strike zone. Creates a whole situation of relativity. And I hope yours are all well. Now the delivery. Swung on and fouled off. 1-2. Now, for example, if nobody on base, let's say, earlier in the year, let me put it this way, when Mantle was winning game after game with key hits and all, they had to pitch to him and get some good pitches in there. And no matter who the hitter is, he has to have some good pitches to hit once in a while. When nobody's hitting, and boy, you get some wicked stuff. Here's the delivery. Swung on to high fly ball into short right center. Billy Bruton moves over, moves under it, and makes the catch. Maris flies out to right center. One down, and up comes Tony Kubek, batting .292. With the bases loaded, a pitcher can afford to take less chances than he can when they're not. Here's the pitch, and it's in there for a strike. 0-1. Two to 1 New York, second inning. Mossy flips, and Kubek loops a pop-up to short, which Fernandez gathers himself under. He makes the catch, and they're 2 away. Now Whitey Ford, batting .214. One of the reasons the Tigers are going better on the field is they're more organized in the front office. Here's the pitch to Whitey. Curveball outside, ball 1. It's like any other line of endeavor. You got to have good organization all the way down. One ball, no strikes. Mossy's pitch swung on. It's a high pop-up to second. Jake Wood under it and takes it. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. At the end of 2 innings of play, New York 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on. And the Tigers 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on. The Washington Senators will be here on Tuesday night and Wednesday afternoon. The new club with Dale Long and Tom Sturdivant and Danny O'Connell, Willie Tasby, Gene Woodling. And they've been a lot tougher than a lot of folks realize. Then the Yankees, through a quirk in the schedule, will not be here Friday and Saturday, but will be here next Sunday with the Baltimore Orioles for a doubleheader. And a Monday night game, the 22nd. The Red Sox are here Wednesday afternoon, the 24th. Thursday night, the 25th. And the White Sox for old-fashioned big 4-game weekend. Friday night, the 26th, Saturday afternoon, the 27th, the Ladies' Day, and a doubleheader Sunday, the 28th. Elsewhere in the American League, Washington leading Boston 3-0 end of 8. McLean against Muffet. King homered in the 4th. Baltimore, Cleveland scoreless end of 4.5. Hefton, Perry. Kansas City 0. Chicago batting in the first inning. I'll give you the pitchers a little later. Herbert and Shaw. Here's Billy Bruton, double to left in the first inning. 2-1 New York. Ford's pitch is in there for a strike. The National League, Phil's 2, Cards 1, end of 3.5. Green and Jackson. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh scoreless end of 2. Friend and Hunt, they're all single games. Now the pitch, curve inside, ball 1, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. And the delivery. Swung on, hit out toward second, and the ball's grabbed by Richardson. Throws over to Skowron in time. One away. Now on the Alkaline side, Al Kaline drew a walk in the first inning. Never will forget that baseball sketch I don't know, what was it, 3-4 years ago? Ford delivers, and Kaline takes the fastball on the outside corner. I happened to be in it. They had a baseball spectacular, and we had a locker room scene, and I was walking around introducing this lady to her favorite ball players. Here's the pitch. It's in there for a strike, 0-2. You know, Gertrude Berg, you know, Molly on the radio, she met him, said, Mr. Alkaline. Here's the delivery. Swung on, lined out into center. Mantle goes back, still going back, and has it. 2 away. And then she said she wanted to meet Yogali Berra and Mickey Mendel. There was a great scene. I forgot what Ernie Banks was there, too. I forgot what she was saying about Ernie. Here's Rocky Colavito. Takes high for a ball. 1 ball, no strike. There was something about you own bank. You know, it was one of those plays on words, but it was a hilarious sketch. Ford to the windup, delivers, and Rocky swings and lifts a high pop out into short center. Richardson out, Mantle in. Bobby calls for it and takes it. The side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. To end up 2.5 innings. Yankees 2, Tigers 1.
C-R-I-S-T. The crisp refresher. To be crisp, a beer must be icily light. The crisp refresher's icily light. With true lager flavor, precisely right. The crisp refresher, precisely right. Lively golden, crispily clear. The crisp refresher, Valentine beer.
With your first swallow and everyone to follow, today's Ballantine delivers a sunny, mellow taste that really refreshes. Since people know quality when they taste it, over 5 million glasses of Ballantine beer are enjoyed every day.
So clap your hands, tap your feet, snap your fingers, and ask the man for Valentine, the crisp refresher. Valentine beer.
Since 1840,
America's finest.
Among our other celebrities out here today is Tony Martin, singing star of last year's Old Timers Day program. Currently at the Empire Room of the Waldorf. Celebrating his 25th anniversary in show business on Tuesday. Real nice of him to have come out here last year and taken part in those ceremonies free of charge. Right now we go to the last of the third. Top of the Yankee order, Richardson, Boyer, and Serve. 2-1 New York. Don Mossy into the windup and the pitch to Bobby. Ball 1 inside, letter high. Steve Burrows in close at third. Mossy goes to the windup and the pitch swung on and popped up foul out of play to the left of the plate. Strike 1, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, hit into right center field. There goes Kaline back, reaches up, and what a catch he made! How about that? Al Kaline coming up with a sensational backhand running catch. Out of this world. Kaline made what seemed to be an impossible catch. As Richardson teed off and hit it to deep right center, and Kaline went running, that ball was by him when he reached up and actually left the ground and backhanded that ball. Man, he is tremendous. And now here is Clete Boyer, grounded to second in the first inning. The pitch is a curve over for a strike. His momentum carried him all the way into the auxiliary scoreboard, but he had the ball. It's worth the price of admission to watch that kid play. Here's the delivery. Slow curve over the outside corner, strike two. He took a sure double away from Bobby, leading off an inning-type ball game, a big clutch play. Did it the other night against Blanchard. Now, this was a greater catch than the one he made against Blanchard. Now the delivery. Swung on and fouled back up here. Count remains 2 strikes on Boyer. You know, that ball was by him. Here's the 2-strike delivery. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 away. And up comes Bob Serve, who belted a 2-run homer in the first inning. You ever notice how often, not always, of course, but how often a man with 2 strikes or something like that, he keeps pecking away at the ball, hits a few fouls. He's got his eye on it. Here's the pitch, swung on, bounced to the box. Mossy jumps up to grab it, and he throws to first to retire Serve. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Al Kaline coming in will get a hand for that just out-of-this-world catch he made on Richardson. May is National Tavern Month, a perfect time for you to visit your neighborhood tavern and enjoy the friendship, the good cheer, the Ballantine beer. I enjoyed my little visit with you. I'll be back in the second game, going over to the television side for the rest of this first game. Do come on out. You got time to see some of this game and all of the second. Good day for baseball, and with these critical games in the American League pennant race, you're assured of a fine time, and it's worth the trouble. Here's Phil Rizzuto, unruffled by that great catch of Al Kaline. He used to make so many of them himself, but hey, that ball was behind him.
Yeah, that was impossible, Mel. I don't know how he got it. Bad leg, and all he caught the ball, as Mel says, it was coming down behind him. You don't hardly see any of them anymore. Kaline is a great outfielder. Just that with that bad leg, you see him gimping along there. And then suddenly the stretch, take a triple away from Bobby Richardson. Great play. Norm Cash, who beat out a bunt in the first inning, leads off for Detroit here in the top of the fourth with the Yankees leading 2-1. Whitey Ford into the windup. The pitch is a strike just below the letters. Clete Boyer this time is playing Cash way in at third base. Bobby Richardson back on the outfield grass, and the outfield swung around towards right. Curve in there, strike 2. 2 quick strikes by Whitey Ford. Ford and Mossy both had trouble in the first inning, and they both settled down and retired 6 men in a row in the next 2 innings. The 2-strike pitch, curve outside, ball 1. On deck, Steve Burrows. Beautiful day for this doubleheader, and it's about time weather-wise. It has been miserable, but couldn't have picked a better day than Mother's Day to have good weather. Thank goodness for mothers. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Swung at, missed, strike 3. Got the fastball by him. Strikeout number 3 for Whitey. Yankees whip the ball around the infield, and here's Steve Burrows, who walked with the bases loaded in the first inning to get credit for an RBI. And that was Burrows' 23rd run batted into the year. Puts him one behind Norm Cash. Fastball is low, ball 1. The windup. Slow curve outside, ball 2, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is a swing and a ground ball in the hole. Kubek to his right, can't hold on to it. And that will probably be a base hit. It was deep and in the hole. And I doubt whether Tony would have thrown him out had he come up with the ball. It's a base hit. No, hold the phone. He charges an error. Oh, come on, men. They changed it to a hit. Attaboy. I mean, Kubek didn't have a chance. He made a fine play getting to the ball, but he'd have never thrown Burrows out. So it goes as a base hit for Burrows. That's hit number 3 off Whitey. Not that we're rooting for guys to get hits off Whitey, but if you deserve a hit, you should get a hit. Here's Dick Brown, who struck out in the first inning with the bases loaded. Burrows leads off first. Pitch low outside, ball 1. One ball, no strike. Quick throw to first, but Burrows is back. Stretch by Whitey. Curve is low, ball 2, 2-0. One out here in the top of the 4th. New York 2, Detroit 1. Brown steps out of the batter's box. Time is called by plate umpire John Flaherty. Now we're ready to go. Stretch by Whitey. Fastball is outside, ball 3, 3-0. Whitey's fastball really moved away from Brown that time. On deck is Chico Fernandez. The 3-0 pitch. Right in there, strike call. 3-1. Stretch by Whitey. The runner goes, the ball is hit on one hop to Kubek. To Richardson for one, back to first, double play. Burrows hesitated because it looked like the ball might carry to Kubek on the fly. And that kept Steve from sliding into Richardson to break up the double play. A fast double play from short to second to first. Kubek to Richardson to Skowron. For Detroit in the top of the 4th. No runs and 1 hit. No Yankee errors and nobody left. As the Yankees come up with their 34th double play of the year. And the score at the end of 3.5 innings. The Yankees 2 and the Tigers 1. You know, fans, people who really enjoy baseball enjoy it because they believe it has everything a sport should have. And the same is true of today's Ballantine beer. More and more people from Maine to Florida are enjoying Ballantine because it delivers everything they ask for in a beer. Now, with the very first swallow and in every one to follow, the crisp refresher has the lightness you want, combined with all the mellow lager beer flavor you love. Now, this combination is important in a beer. Because in order to refresh you, I mean really refresh you, a beer must be both light and good tasting. Ballantine delivers the best of both. And that's one good reason why more than 5 million glasses of Ballantine beer are enjoyed every day. Say, isn't it time you tried the crisp refresher? Enjoy a golden glassful soon. And now let's pause for station identification.
You're in tune with Quality Modern Radio, 1460 on your dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. WOKO time, 2.5 minutes past 3, and it's 83 degrees in the Capital District.
Mickey Mantle leads off for the Yankees in the bottom of the fourth. Mickey flied high and deep to right field, his first time at bat. Batting right-handed against the left-hander Don Marcy. New York leading 2-1. Marcy's first pitch to Mantle is right in there, strike call. Marcy has won 4 without a loss this year. He holds a lifetime edge over the Yankees. He's beaten New York 14 times while losing to them 10 to his career. The pitch is over, strike 2 call. 0-2 on Mickey. Marcy's trying to hit that outside corner on Mick. Mickey, batting right-handed, sort of steps in the bucket a little bit towards left field. The 2-strike pitch. Fouled in back of first and going out of play. Nothing and 2 on Mantle. Wind is blowing out towards left field. On deck is Bill Skowron. A-line way back in right field. Pitch to Mickey is hit deep to left. And curving foul way back in the seat. Boy, Mick got around on a high inside fastball, and he ripped one down that line. Not fouled by too much. Still 0-2 on Mick. Marcy hasn't wasted a pitch yet. Well, I think he tried to waste that one high and inside. All right, the windup by the left-hander. Pitch, he tried to check his swing and fouled it outside of first base. We've seen quite a few base hits by Yankee players and opposing players this year on check swings. Especially these big, strong guys like Mantle and Skowron. They check their swing and the ball hits the bat and they got a line drive. The 2-strike pitch, curve, line to left center field. And way out there between the field is rolling to the fence. Mantle around first, and he stops at second with that bad leg. Mickey could easily have gotten a triple, but he has a pulled muscle in the calf of his leg. And he stopped halfway between first and second and slowed up. A wicked line drive to deep left center field. And Marcy refused to waste the pitch on Mantle, and it cost him. Hit number 4 off Marcy. For Mickey, his second double of the year. Here's Bill Skowron, who doubled a left in the first inning to give Moose 6 on the year. He and Kubek lead the Yankees in that department, 6 apiece. Nobody out. Yankees lead 2-1. Stretch by Marcy. Pitch to Skowron. Inside, ball 1. First time Mantle was up, they fouled off about 5 or 6 pitches before flying out to right field. One ball, no strikes on the Moose. Mantle leads off second. And Marcy steps off the rubber. Now he's back on again. Checks the sign from Dick Brown. Stretch by Marcy. Pitch is foul in the upper deck. Out of play. Strike 1, 1-1. Tell you, if Mick had 2 sound legs right now with the lead they're letting him take at second base, he'd He'd have stolen third if he were able to run real good. Jake Wood at second is playing deep, and Chico Fernandez playing deep at short. Here's the stretch. The pitch is swung and missed, strike two. A low fastball down around the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Skowron. Mossy goes to the rosin bag. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Yankees leading 2-1. And they've got a runner in scoring position. Mantle down at second. On deck is Elston Howard. All right, Mantle turns around. Here's the stretch. The pitch is low in the dirt, ball 2, 2-2. Outfield deep and straight away on Skowron. Yankees have quite a few hitters that have power to all fields. All right, ready for the 2-2 delivery. The pitch is lined to deep right field, way back there. And that ball is a home run in the bleachers for Bill Skowron. He's got power to the opposite field. He hit one in the bleachers to the left of the Yankee bullpen. A line drive. Skowron's 4th home of the year. His second against Detroit. He hit one off Larry on April the 24th at Detroit. And for Moose, his 64th home run of his major league career. The Yankees take a 4-1 lead on 2 two-run homers. One by Bob Cerv in the first and one by Skowron here in the fourth. Elston Howard fouls the pitch out of play down the right field line, strike one. Man, I tell you, you got to be strong. A right-hand hitter to hit one in the bleachers out in right field. And it looked like a fastball just above the knees, just below the belt. He really hit a shot. The pitch to Howard. Outside, ball 1-1-1. Skowron now with 18 RBIs. His 5th home run of the year. I think I said 4 a moment ago. It's 5 for Skowron this year. Pitch is hit in the left field. Colavito going back, but he's got the range on this one. Then comes in a couple of steps to make the catch. That's one away, and there have been some hard-hit balls off Mossy in this ball game. Here's Roger Maris, who flied to center field in the second inning. The Yankees lead in this first game of a doubleheader. Maris takes a pitch low, ball 1. Yankees have had 5 base hits off Mossy in this game, 2 doubles, 2 homers, and a single. Pitch is swung at it, missed, strike 1. Maris had a good cut at that sidearm curveball. On deck is Tony Kubek. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch outside, ball 2. 2-1. Real good crowd here today. Mossy's 2-1 delivery is hit high in the air, but curving foul and in the upper deck. 2-2 on Maris. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Strikeout number 3 for Marcy. And with 2 away, here's Tony Kubek. Kubek popped out to the shortstop in the second inning. 2 out, nobody on. 4-1 the Yankees lead. Bottom of the 4th. Detroit scored 1 in the top of the 1st. Yankees came back with 2 in the bottom of the 1st. Pitch is in there. Strike 1 call to Kubek. One strike pitch is fouled in the upper deck and back of third. 0-2 on Tony. Marcy giving the ball a good rubbing up. Here's the left-hander's 2-strike delivery. Another foul down the left field line, back into the lowest stand this time. Marcy just does not like to waste a pitch. At least today he doesn't. Here's the windup. Pitch is line to right field. K-line coming in, makes the shoestring catch of a second line drive. Oh, man, that K-line taking base hits away from the Yankees right and left. But for New York in the bottom of the 4th, they come up with 2 more runs on 2 hits. A double by Mantle and a homer by Skowron. No Detroit errors and nobody left. And the score at the end of 4 full innings. The Yankees 4 and Detroit 1.
Hello, everybody. This is Bob Delaney again, and we're on the go again with the rest of this game brought to you by the Atlantic Refining Company and your Atlantic dealer, who offer you Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans your carburetor and keeps it clean. The Yankees lead as we move now into the top of the 5th inning. The Yankees, with an old friend of theirs, the home run is their weapon, have gotten 2 2-run homers, one from Bob Cerv in the 1st inning and Moose Skowron on a blow into the Yankee bullpen out in right field in the 4th inning. So the Tigers, who have taken the first 2 games of the series for the first time, find themselves on the short end as Chico Fernandez leads off as we move into the top of the 5th inning. Whitey Ford into the windup on the first pitch. Right in there for a called strike. Ford's next pitch. That's a little bit high, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch, swung on, hit on the ground at shortstop. Kubek up with it cleanly, goes to first base. 1 away.
Don Marcy, who has been slugged for these 2-round triples. Boom, boom, those 2 pitches cost him 4 runs in essence. He is a very case-hardened fella. He's no stranger to the Yankees. He's beaten them 14 times, and they've beaten him 10 times. In the last couple of years, he has been very difficult for the Yankees. Comes in here today with a record of 4 wins and no defeats. 4 pitches, curveball over for the strike. Marcy, left-hand batter. The outfield is Cerv, who's in very shallow left. Mantle, who's moved over into a shallow right center. And Maris straightaway right. Marcy takes strike 2. Whitey got his slider over, or his quick little curve. Elston Howard catching. The infield is regular quartet. Skowron, Richardson, Kubek, and Boyer. There's a pitch on the outside. Ball 1. 1-2. John Flaherty, back of the plate in his first game. Ed Hurley is at first. Hornacek at second. Kinnaman is at third. Pitches just high inside. Threw that hard. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, talking with Mel and Phil and Joe Rippler and Joe Cooper and Bill Kane, all the members of the crew, they tell me this is by far the best baseball day as far as the weather goes the Yankees have had to play in anywhere this year. Pitch is low, ball 3. And, of course, with the weather turning favorable, when we went to bed last night, the forecast wasn't. But when we woke up, the weather was. And the folks have come to Yankee Stadium. 3-2 pitch swung on. There's a ball hit in the hole in left center. And Mossey's on with a base hit. The ball's going through, and Mossey is on his way to second. Here's third recovering, throwing, and Don comes in standing for a double. So, we have the Detroit pitchers answering back. Frank Larry won his own ball game Friday night with a double and a home run, and now Mossey comes up to start off matters with 1 out, top of the 5th, a double to left center. This is hit number 4 for the Tigers. And here is the rookie second baseman, Jake Wood. Hit safe in the last 10 games. He's 0 for 2 today, although it took a brilliant play by both Boyer and Skowron in the second inning to get him out. Bunts at it for a base hit and misses. Strike 1. Don Hefner coaching at first base for Detroit. Bill Cavaretta over at third. Hefner is one of the key men in the story of the Tigers' success so far this year. He's quite an unsung hero. Ford throws back to second, and the ball throws away. Mossey gets up and goes on for third. Mantle recovers, throws, and Mossey slides in safe. And Whitey, of course, will be charged with an error. Ford, on his attempted pickoff, threw the ball into center field. So Mossey is now at third. And that should be a big play because we have 1 out. Now we'll see what follows. Well, we've seen 2 things today that you'll wait a long time to see. 1, Whitey Ford walking about it with the bases loaded to force in a run. And then 2, on a pickoff play, throwing the ball into the outfield. 4-1, favor the Yankees. With the Yankees having a 3-run lead, the infield stays pretty well back. Wood jumps back from a pitch to the shin for a ball. But Mossey has used up a lot of energy out there. First to run out his double. He slid back into second to avoid the pickoff, and then he had to slide into third ahead of Mantle's throw. A curve swung on and missed by Wood, a right-hand hitter. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Whitey rubbing the ball. He is very calm out there. He is tournament tough, as they say in golf. 1-2 pitch. Low inside. The hitter had to skip rope. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's a very effective pitch sometimes down by a batter's feet. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. He puts the inside corner of the plate just above the knees, and Wood slowly walks away. So now Mossey at third base, as a result of Whitey's 4th strikeout, cannot score as a result of an out. Now we have Bill Bruton, the left-hand hitting center fielder that the Tigers traded their star second baseman Frank Bowling for. Bruton, you remember, was with Milwaukee. Outfield is back a couple of steps into left on Bruton. Mossey at third. Bruton runs up, bunts, and misses. Strike 1. He's going to try and bunt for a base hit. Speaking about Hefner at first base, when I said he's one of the unsung heroes, when Sheffing was named manager, of course, he didn't know the American League. Neither did Cavaretto, one of the coaches he brought with him. I think Hefner, according to Sheffing, is the man that gave him the most help. There's a swing and a miss. He swung late on a fastball, strike 2. So Sheffing had to depend upon Hefner, who knew the league, who knew the players, to give him his first briefing. Very important job. Strike 2 pitch, low, ball 1. That was one of Whitey's change of speed, other than change off the fastball. Ford has got 1 or 2 changes off every one of his pitches. 4-1 favor New York. Whitey deals, and Bruton swings at the ground ball to first baseman Scarron, who makes the put out unassisted, and that stops the threat. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left, 1 error, and the score in the first game, which is now an official game, end of 4.5. The Yankees 4, the Tigers 1.
Even though the calendar tells us spring is officially here, and even the weather tells us that today, winter can still be hanging on in the dirt-filled oil lubricating your car's engine.
Scrambling out there on the bases. And back in the dugout, Powell himself a little bit. Now he's out on the mound, just starting to throw down the first of the 8 pitches that are permitted. Cash is warming up the rest of the Detroit infield, which is Wood at second, Fernandez at short, and Burrows doing a sensation at third. Dick Brown is the catcher. Colavito in left, Bruton in center, and Kalon in right. That's quite an outfield. And we've got time now to pause for station identification.
You're in tune with Quality Modern Radio, 1460 on your dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York.
Whitey Ford gets a big hand as he walks up now for the last half of the fifth to be the first batter. Got a fine crowd here at the stadium, and it is primarily a gate sale crowd. That sale was not too heavy. So when folks got up this morning and saw that it was going to be a good day, here they came. And this is basically a shirt sleeve crowd. So I guess you'd say the situation is suddenly it is spring. All right, Whitey up. Mossy, the short left-hander delivers. A curve low outside. Ball 1. Whitey, a left-hand hitter. And they're serious up there with that bat. Outfield back into left on him. They're not playing him to pull. Pitch is a curve in there. Slow curve for a strike. 1-1. 4-1 ball game favor the Yankees. Detroit has pushed them right back up to the wall today. One pitch. Oh, slow curve around his hands, and Whitey was swinging and trying not to swing, and the net result is strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Mossy delivers. Misses with a curve just outside. 2-2. Wally Moses coaching down at first base. Frank Cizzetti at third. Moses played 17 years in the American League. Had over 2,000 hits. Curve ball over. Call strike 3. Whitey knew it. Just walked away. They fire the ball around. And now we have Richardson, who is 1 for 2. Next batter. Bobby takes the first pitch, called strike. Speaking of the third base coach, Rossetti, he also played
in 17 years. All with the Yankees, 7 World Series. Frank had over 1,500 hits. There's a fella sitting down broadcasting on the television Game of the Day that Cuzzetti got a hit off of, that if we got him over here and asked him about it, he would probably still be apoplectic. Speaking about Dizzy Dean, Cuzzetti broke up a tied ball game. Dean pitched it with a sore arm. Frank hit a 9th inning home run. Richardson hits the bounding ball to short. Fernandez up with it. Over to first into the dirt, and Cash scoops it. One-handed pickup. It's a real joy to watch a graceful first baseman, isn't it? Well, it's wonderful to watch grace at anything. But the way these professionals play baseball, it is a very graceful game. Here's Cletus Boria. As graceful a third baseman as you wish to see. He's 0 for 2. Marseille delivers a fastball that's swung on and fouled out of play. No balls, 1 strike. 2 out, last of the 5th. The Yankees being very definitely challenged. Leading right now 4-1. Pitch. Change of pace, hit down. Through in the left field for a base hit for Cletus. And this gives him now, let's see, he's on his way for second, and he's a dead bird. I don't know. He thought that Calavito maybe wasn't watching him or something. Calavito has one of the strongest arms in the business. And suddenly Cletus decided to go. And Calavito shot him down. Second baseman Wood took the throw. So it's a single to left. Assist to the left field and a put out for the second baseman. This gives Boyer a hit in 13 of his last 14 games. And totals at the end of 5. 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for the Yankees. Richardson got a single in the first inning and served a home run. Mantle got a double and Sharon a home run in the 4th. For Detroit, 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. Detroit got the bases loaded in the first inning on a double by Bruton, a walk, bunt single by Cash, and then a base on balls to Burrows. Forced it in. Let's see about these other ball games. Washington is coming in here for its first visit to the stadium Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon. And Washington shut out Boston yesterday. Sturdivant gave the Red Sox only 1 hit. Well, McLean went out for Washington in the first game today and shut out Boston again and gave them 5 hits. So the Red Sox in 2 games against Washington had no runs and 6 hits. And there's no score at the end of the first inning of the second. There is no score end of 7.5 innings, Baltimore at Cleveland. That's the first game. The White Sox lead the Athletics 2-0 in the 4th inning, first game. And we got a single game, L.A. at Minnesota. K-Line to be the first batter in inning 6. In the National League, at the end of 6 innings, single game, Philadelphia 4, St. Louis 2. And the 4.5 innings, single, Cincinnati 1, Pittsburgh 0. And 2 single games later from the coast. K-Line takes high outside. Ball 1, fastball. Yankees leading 4-1. Washington hit Tuesday night. Wednesday afternoon. There's a high fly ball into short right. Richardson is digging over close to the right field foul line. The second baseman makes the catch after a slight skid. He was coming over and he put on the brakes, and all of a sudden his feet started to go, but he recovered. K-Line, a high top fly. Now we have Rocco Calavito, who is 0 for 2 today. Had a big day here yesterday, 2 singles and 2 home runs. That field shaded around toward left. Pitcher's in there for the strike. 4 balls, 1 strike. 0-1.
Rocco doesn't have to ask directions to move around the Bronx wherever he wants to go. He grew up here. Change of pace high outside. Ball 1. 1-1. In the first inning against Whitey, he lined out to left field to third, and in the third, he popped up to second baseman Richardson. He has to have the ball examined. Flaherty accommodates him, finds the ball is scuffed up, and discards it. If you wonder what happens to the balls that the umpires find are unsuitable for game play, they go back to the home club ball bag, and those are the balls that are used in batting practice, infield and outfield practice. 1-1 pitch. Curveball low inside to the knees. Ball 2. 2-1. Whitey, wasting little time, delivers, and Calavito hits a high drive deep to left center. Third is going back, way back, and makes the catch right in front of the distant bullpen. He caught it 400 feet away. Wow. He hit it a ton. But this is a big ballpark. You can just wear yourself out here at the stadium hitting from left center field to right center field. And if you want to hit the ball straight away in center field, the pitchers in the league will take up a collection for you. Now we have Norman Cash, who is 1 for 2, runs up as though he would bunt and takes a high inside fastball, ball 1. He did bunt for a base hit in the first inning. This fellow got on all day yesterday. He had 4 walks and a single. Cash came up from the White Sox organization, and they regarded him as a very promising ball player. Pitch is low inside, ball 2. But they included him in a deal with Cleveland in which the primary aim of the White Sox was to get Minnie Minoso. And Cleveland, before he ever went to spring training, dealt him on to Detroit for an infielder, Steve Demeter. Pitch is over for a strike. And I guess this deal may go down as one of the best that the Detroit club ever made. Because this fellow looks like he's now really a major league first baseman and a hitter. 2-1 pitch, low inside, ball 3. You know, speaking about dealing, you have to deal. You're going to keep alive. But it is a very hazardous business in which you don't trust your own judgment. You trust the judgment of a lot of people. 3-1 pitch, over for a strike. And while it is hazardous enough dealing experienced ball players, you really have to be careful when you're dealing with young ball players. 3-2, swung on, fouled off. Still 3-2. Fourth pitching, Howard catching. Terry goes in the second game, and the catcher will be, asked Ralph Houck, he said, Mr. Blanchard. Three-two pitch again. Call strike 3. Puts the curve over. 5 strikeouts for Whitey. So in this first game, a very definite must for New York. The end of 5.5, the Yankees 4 and the Tigers 1.
Good news has a habit of traveling fast. People just naturally like to share it with their friends and neighbors. And today, that's how more and more people are finding out how good Atlantic Imperial gasoline really is. Hundreds of thousands of motorists have turned to Atlantic Imperial. They're making it a big seller in the East. Now, there must be a reason for such popularity, and the reason is simply this. Atlantic Imperial gasoline gives you everything you expect from a quality gasoline and a little bit more. It actually ends rough idling, stalling, and gasoline waste caused by carburetor deposits that build up around the throttle plate. Remember, Atlantic Imperial cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. I hope you'll stop by your Atlantic dealers And make it a habit to use Atlantic Imperial gasoline to keep your car on the go.
One favor the Yankees, and here's Serve, who accounted for half of the fall with a first-inning home run with Boyer standing at first base after he had forced Richardson with singles. This is Serve's welcome back to the stadium. He's wearing number 17, which is the number that Leroy Thomas wore briefly when he was here. He was involved in the deal for Serve. And, of course, a fellow who distinguished that number around here was Enos Slaughter. That was the old War Horse's number. Pitch is over for a called strike. Outfield very deep and around toward left on Big Serve. 1 for 2 today. Home run and then infield out. Marcy pitches him outside. Change up with his fastball. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Pitch is swung on as a high foul out of play. Seeing Wally Moses pushing down at first base. Do you know that when he stepped the home plate one time, and it was late in his career, that the biggest whooping and hollering and ovation that ever took place in the history of Yankee Stadium occurred? Did you know that? Just as Moses stepped the home plate, the PA announcer said, "Ladies and gentlemen, a news bulletin. Mussolini has abdicated." Tore down the plate. Foul back. 1-2. One ball, two strikes. The 1-2 pitch swung on to the high foul back. One ball, two strikes. First batter left at the sixth. Serve. Texas Clevenger, good from the Angels. Bob swings, and there's a high fly ball into right field, close to the foul line. Kaline coming over and makes the catch. Boy, he covers ground. He's had a couple of beautiful catches, especially the one in the third inning today against Richardson. He had another one almost like it Friday night against Blanchard. Well, here's Mickey Mantle. Mantle is playing on a very painfully sore right leg. He must have 3 or 4 pounds of tape on that leg. He's all bandaged up. Pitches on the outside for ball 1. Mantle has to wear so much bandage. I bet if we ever went to a museum and saw a mummy, he'd say, "Well, I can understand." Mickey hitting right-handed against left-hander Moxie. Pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. Mantle hit a high fly to Kaline in the first inning and then doubled into left center field in the fourth. Cowan followed with a home run, and what had been a 2-1 ball game is what it is now, 4-1. Pitch swung on to the high fly, deep into right. Kaline goes back against the bullpen and makes the catch. Right against the fence in front of the Yankee bullpen in right center. You know, the wind could have made the difference. The wind is blowing. It's not a too strong wind, but there's enough of it to be a factor. It is blowing to the left field corner, which meant that ball hit high was hit up into the wind. There's Cowan. Swings and hits a high high foul in the upper right field stand. No balls, one strike. Two away, left in the sixth. Moose just drives the ball for distance in any direction. If he hits it, he's that strong. Pitch. Swung on. Strike two. That was a sharp curve up around the hand. No balls, two strikes. Marcy takes the sign. Deals. Low inside. Ball one. Don is a very serious-faced fellow all the time, and particularly when he's pitching. Very dark complexion. He's quite a brunette and a heavy dark beard, and on the day he pitches, he doesn't shave in the morning. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, and he striked him out. He gave him a quick ladder. That's his fourth strikeout. So at the end of six, the totals are 4-6-1 for the Yankees, 1-4-0 for the Tigers. Washington in here Tuesday night. First time that Mickey Vernon and his new ball club will be at the stadium, and Wednesday afternoon. Then the Yankees go out to Cleveland, and they will be back a week from today, doubleheader with the Orioles. That'll be something. A week from today, Mr. Paul Richards and his little bird. They stumbled in the starting gate, but they haven't tripped since. In fact, they're 4.5 back at Detroit, just as the Yankees, but by percentage figure is they're just behind New York. And 2 weeks from today, Sal Lopez and the Chicago White Sox, who are beginning to breathe again, are going to be here. So we've got some big ones coming along. Speaking about Washington, which comes in Tuesday night, the Senators handed the Red Sox the second straight shutout, beating them in the first game 3-0. McLean did that. And it's no score into 2 innings in the second. It is no score going into the 10th inning. First game, Baltimore at Cleveland. Hep against Terry, and Funk took over in the 9th inning for Cleveland. The White Sox leading 2-0 and 4.5 in the first game of Kansas City. Aparicio hit a home run the second with one on. Los Angeles at Minnesota, the start of that single game is delayed because of rain. Single game, National League, it is Philadelphia at the end of 7-4 and St. Louis 2. Single game, Cincinnati 2, Pittsburgh nothing in the last of the 6. San Francisco and Los Angeles games will come in later. Now, first up in the 7th is Steve Burrows, who is 1 for 1, single and a walk, hit safely in 8 straight. Takes the call strike, swings on the next pitch, it's a high fly right out to Maris in right field. Roger just comes in 2 steps and makes the catch. He had it sighted all the way. And Dick Brown, his home run yesterday broke a 3-3 tie and was the winning margin. He was given a chance to really break up this first game today before it got well underway. He came up to the plate with Detroit leading 1-0, 3 on and 2 out in the first inning. And that's when Mr. Ford decided that had gone far enough. He struck him out. And he's had little difficulty since. Brown, a right-hand hitter. It's a fastball outside. Ball 1. Whitey is pitching with a 4-1 mark. His adversary, Marcy, is 4-0. Pitch. Low inside. Ball 2. Whitey feels that he's got a chance to win 20 or more this year because manager House is going to keep him working in strict starting rotation. So as Whitey said, if I don't win 20, it'll be my own fault because I'll certainly have enough chances. Which is in there for the strike. 2-1. One out, top of the 7th. The Yankees leading 4-1, and this game is of somewhat more than passing importance to the New York team. Ground ball is hit wide of third to deep short in the hole. Kubek up the long throw, and he gets it. Tony threw him out. Now, there are some hitters in the league that he could not have gotten on that. Brown, a catcher, is not the fastest man in the park today. Now we have 2 gone, top of the 7th. Here's Chico Fernandez, who has given Detroit excellent short stopping. Wait a minute. Plate umpire Flaherty is holding time. He is pointing to the visiting bat boy. No, he's pointing over the dugout. He wanted Wood to come out and get on the on-deck circle. Pitch is in there for a strike. It's a book rule that when you have a man at bat, the next hitter must be in the on-deck circle except when you take the place of the pitcher. In other words, they realize the pitcher doing that excessive work is entitled to sit in the dugout. But you must have a man in the on-deck circle, and that's what Flaherty insisted upon then before he would allow Ford to pitch to Fernandez. The 2-strike pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. That was a fastball that actually jumped. That's 6 strikeouts for Whitey. And he has gone more to his fastball than to his breaking stuff in the late innings. Okay, first game, score, end of 6.5. The Yankees 4, Detroit 1.
Thunder and a sudden shower. 2 familiar sounds of spring. The new driving season, time to get out and go. But is your car ready? After months of short stop-and-go trips around town, the motor oil that protects your engine's important running parts is probably saturated with dirt, unable to protect your engine as it should. And that's why, right now, your car's engine needs spring cleaning. Let your Atlantic dealer drain out that overworked, dirt-saturated motor oil. Then put in a clean, new oil filter and refill with fresh, high-detergent Atlantic Premium Motor Oil in the bright gold can. Remember, engines need spring cleaning, too. Stop at your Atlantic dealer soon for Atlantic Premium Motor Oil to keep your car on the go.
Half of the 7th inning. Elston Howard will lead it off. He went into the game hitting at .400. Highest percentage on the ball club. Massey on the mound for the Tigers. It's 4-1 favor the Yankees. Howard has gone 0 for 2. Strike out and a fly ball to left. Massey pitches and it is low inside. Ball 1. Massey pitching and Dick Brown catching. Norman Cash at first base. Jake Wood at second, Chico Fernandez at short, Steve Burrows at third. Howard swings at the high fly ball deep into right center. Let's see. Center fielder Bruton makes the catch. Looked for a moment as though there might be some confusion between Bruton and Kaline. Either one could have had it. Of course, there is an unwritten rule in baseball. There's a center fielder that takes everything that he can get. That's to avoid these two fellows running together and balls dropping between them. Now we have Roger Maris, who is 0 for 2. Swings and fouls the ball back. Dropped that one back in the press box. 0-1. That's the count. Inside, ball 1, 1-1. Speaking of the wind that we talked to you about a moment ago, it is now increased. It is going from the right field corner to the left field corner, or from first base to third. That will help you in your orientation. One pitch, swung on, foul back. 1-2. Martin not big in any hurry. 1-2 pitch is swung on and lined into right field. Solid base hit for Maris. He put the wood to that one. The ball kicks back to Kaline on a perfect carom, and Maris has to stay at first. So, whistling line single into right. I don't know. That might be about the hardest ball that Maris has hit this year. So it indicates that he's finally gotten his swing tied. He was definitely all-timing all through spring training camp. Now we have Tony Kubek, who's 0 for 2. Robbed of a base hit his last time up when Kaline charged in and took his line drive right off of his toes. 4-1 favor the Yankees. Massey checks the runner at first. Pitches a strike at the outside slice. Kubek was not too pleased about it. You can tell, you know, when a hitter doesn't like a call, you can see his lips. He steps back and says, "Oh, my." Master deals low outside, ball 1. 1-1. Bulletin up on the scoreboard says, "Welcome Coast Guard Academy cadets here today." There's about 70 of them. Otto Graham, who's athletic director over there, with him. He never did do very well in pro football, did he? What was he? Briefly played with the Cleveland Browns. 1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled off. I know that since he quit quarterback for Cleveland, they haven't been the same ball club. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 down. Maris at first. Massey comes set. Pitches as the curve swung on, foul back. Ball was around the outside, but Mr. Kubek was in no position to be choosy. Well, you got 2 strikes on you. I tell you, that puts you in the category of being a willing buyer. Massey, very serious face. Dog visage, delivers, and there's a curve, fouled off, back into the stands. Count hold. The applause is for a spectator, which will be anonymous. He's way up there. We can't even see him, so we have no choice. He must have caught it. We hope you enjoy the radio accounts and the television accounts, but there's no secret. Nothing takes the place of actually being in the crowd and at the ballpark. One-two pitch, curve swung on and popped up. Let's see, the third baseman is backpedaling. Burrows along the line and foul ground and has it. So a foul ball to the third baseman. Now we're waiting for Mr. Ford. And here he comes. Whitey is 0 for 2. He takes his hitting very seriously. Massey looks down to take the sign from Dick Brown. Pitches, curve swung on, grounded to first baseman Cash. One-handed pickup, and he goes to the shortstop for the force on Maris. First baseman going into the hole between his position and second. So, starts Whitey with a force. That's it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Score end of 7. First game, the Yankees 4 and the Tigers 1.
If you've ever watched motor oil drain from a car's engine, you know how dirty it can get. That's why it's important to spring clean your engine now to give your car the protection it needs. Stop by your Atlantic dealer. Have him drain out that dirty motor oil and replace your old oil filter with a new one. With fresh, high-detergent Atlantic Premium Motor Oil in the crankcase, your car is ready for the new driving season. Ask for Atlantic Premium Motor Oil in the bright gold can to keep your car on the go. On the scoreboard, Washington beat Boston 3-0 in the first game. They whipped that one off in something like an hour and 45 minutes. And they're well into the second game. 4 innings have gone by, and Washington and Boston are scoreless. The Red Sox are having difficulty scoring any runs at all down there. They only got 1 hit in the game yesterday and were shut out. Shut out in the first game today, and have failed to score in 3. So that's at least 21 innings that have not seen the Red Sox get a run. Baltimore and Cleveland are in extra innings. Scoreless game there. Kansas City and Chicago played 5, and the White Sox lead 2-0. Los Angeles and Minnesota haven't yet started. In the National League at the end of 7, the Phils lead the Cardinals 4-2 at the end of 5. The Reds won, the Pirates nothing. Milwaukee and San Francisco haven't started, nor have Chicago and Los Angeles. Ozzie Virgil is going to pinch hit for Don Mossy as we start the 9th inning. Mossy pitched a good 7 innings, but had 2 home run balls in his system, one to Bob Cerv in the first inning, and another 2-run homer to Moose Skowron. Ford pitching to Virgil. Takes a strike. Ford's next pitch, a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 delivery to Virgil is swung on and missed. A fastball. And the count goes to 1-2.
Virgil is 2 for 2. Has pinch hit twice and has 2 base hits. Pitch. Low. Ball 2, 2-2. A curveball that hit in front of the plate. John Flaherty takes a look at it, and he's going to throw it out of the game. Put a new ball into play. On deck is Jake Wood. 4-1, the Yankees lead, top of the 8th inning. Another big ball game to go here at Yankee Stadium. You fans cruising around got time to come out and see it. There's a foul out of play in the upper deck and back of first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Virgil was born in Corpus Christi in the Dominican Republic. Now lives in Mayaguez, Puerto Rico. 6 feet tall, 175 pounds. He fouls the pitch back to the screen. 2-2 the count. Mantle is shading Virgil a little bit in right center. Serves straight away in left and Maris straight away in right. The wind-up by Whiting. Fastball hit on the ground to third. Boyer is up with it. His throw to Skowron in time as Virgil lost his helmet halfway down the first base line. Virgil bounces out third to first. 1 away, here's Jake Wood. Wood is 0 for 3, struck out twice and bounced to third. He's got a hitting streak going here. He's hitting 10 consecutive ball games, and that's the longest streak of the year for any of the Tigers. But he's 0 for 3 right now. The curve is high, ball 1. One ball, no strike on the Tigers' second baseman. On deck is Billy Bruton. Whitey into the windup. Kicks, delivers a fastball that's in there. Strike called, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. 1-1 pitch. Low inside, ball 2. 2-1. 2-1 delivery. Swung at it, missed, strike 2, 2-2. Jake having a little trouble with Whitey Ford's deliveries today. He swung and missed a lot of pitches. Two balls, two strikes. The pitch is a ground ball over Whitey's head and back at second. Richardson up with it, throws to first in time to get Wood. Boy, that took a bad hop. You could see Whitey flinch a little bit. He was ready to reach for the ball. It hit something and bounded right over his head. But Richardson, who has been sparkling defensively all year at second base, made the play look easy. It's two-way. And here's Billy Bruton, who hit a double right off the end of his bat. A little ground ball, was not hit hard. Inside third, rolled down the foul line. And he scored in the first inning. That's been the only Detroit run in the ball game. In the third inning, he bounced to second, and in the fifth inning, he bounced to first. Left-hand hitting center fielder. Takes the pitch low, ball one. Ball one, New York leading. Top of the eighth inning. On deck is Al Kaline. Whitey's 1-0 pitch is a ground foul outside of first. 1-1 on Billy Bruton. Tigers lead the American League by 4.5 games. Yankees in second place, just percentage points ahead of Baltimore. Baltimore and Cleveland are tied 0-0 at the end of 10 innings. One and one on Billy Bruton. Slow curve is popped in back of third. Boyer chasing it and Kubek, and they can't reach it. And Kubek runs quite hard into the tarpaulin, which is covered and down the left field line. Tony gets up, shakes it off, goes back to shortstop. It hit in foul territory and kicked into the stands. It was not hit high enough to allow Kubek enough time to get over there. One ball, two strikes on Billy Bruton. Whitey ready. Pitch is strike three, swinging. Sharp breaking curveball. Gets Billy Bruton the seventh strikeout for Whitey Ford as Detroit goes down in order in the top of the eighth inning. Nothing across. The score at the end of 7.5 innings, New York 4 and the Tigers 1.
You know, not too many years ago, a lot of people had to draw their water by hand from an old-fashioned pump. Now that's getting water the hard way. And you'd be surprised how even today some jobs are still being done the hard way. Like cleaning the carburetor of your car, for example. The hard way is to have an experienced mechanic take your carburetor apart and clean it by hand. But now there is an easy way. Atlantic Imperial gasoline actually cleans your carburetor as you drive. You see, as Atlantic Imperial flows through your carburetor, it loosens and dissolves harmful deposits that have formed on the inside walls, gradually washes them away. And what's more, Atlantic Imperial's protective action keeps them from forming again. Today, more and more people are using Atlantic Imperial gasoline. It's the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Home of Champions Network.
This is Quality Modern Radio, 1460 on your dial, WOKO, Albany, New York. WOKO time, 6 minutes past 4. The temperature in the Capital District is 85 degrees.
Bill Fisher has come on to take over for Don Marcy as we get ready to go in the bottom of the eighth inning. Marcy pitched 7 innings, allowed 7 base hits. The left-hander didn't walk a man. He struck out 5 and allowed 4 runs. He gave up 2 run homers to Serve and Skowron. serve in the first inning, and Skowron in the fourth inning. Detroit scored their 1 run in the first inning. And that's the score of this ball game, 4-1 going into the bottom of the 8th inning. Bobby Richardson will lead off. Bobby single to center. Was robbed of at least a triple on a sensational catch by Al Kaline, who has been making great catches this whole series, and then bounced to the shortstop. Richardson 1 for 3. Pitch to Richardson is a ground foul outside of third, strike 1. Fisher is making his 7th appearance of the year. Frank Rossetti fielded that ball, and in throwing it into the plate, the ball hit Richardson in the back, and they'll really get on the crow now. Yogi and Hector Lopez from the bench are getting on Rossetti. Frank coaching at third base. Embarrassing moments even in the coaching box. Pitches a ground ball to short. Fernandez in, up with it. Over to Cash, and Richardson is retired. 1 away. Brings up Cleve Boyer. Boyer bounced into a fourth play, struck out, and single to left field was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. Pitch to Boyer. He checks his swing and pops it up in the infield. Jake Wood, the second baseman calling for it, makes the catch. And that's what Red Barber and I were talking about before. When those big, strong guys check their swing, it's popped over the infield. And speaking of strong guys, here's one, Bob Serb, who hit a line drive home run in the left field seats in the first inning. Hit back to the box in the third and fly it out to right field in the sixth. 4-1, the Yankees lead, bottom of the 8th. Takes the strike right down the middle. Bill Fisher has 1 run and lost 1 so far this year. Used strictly as a relief pitcher. Serve is line. Backhanded by Wood, knocked down. Picks it up, no chance for the play at first. It's a base hit. Jake Wood made a fine play getting to that ball. It hit right in the pocket of his glove and popped out. And Serve is on with a single. Brings up Mickey Mantle. Mickey now batting left-handed against the right-hander, Bill Fisher. He flied to right twice off Marcy, driving Kaline deep against the fence near the Yankee bullpen both times, and then double to left center field and scored ahead of Skowron's homer in the fourth. Marcy pitched himself a fine ball game. Pitch to Mickey, a swing and a miss, strike 1. On deck, Bill Skowron. As we told you, Marcy didn't walk anybody, and he looked like he wanted to throw very few waste pitches. A lot of times he had hit his 0-2 and came in there with the pitch. Outside, ball 1, 1-1. Stretched by Fisher. The pitch is a foul at the plate, strike 2. On the last 2 swings, Mantle, after he has swung, kind of limps at the plate. Remember, he's got that bad leg. 2 out, serve at first. Yankees leading 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th. A 1-ball, 2-strike count on Mantle. Pitch is a ground ball. Base hit to right field. Serve around second, digging for third. Kaline up with it. And Mantle holds it first. Jake Wood got to that ball. It was to his right. Tried to backhand it. And it scooted right underneath his glove. A base hit for Mantle. Hit number 9 for the Yankees. The second hit off Bill Fisher. And here's the Moose. Skowron doubled in the first inning. Homered to drive Mantle in ahead of him in the fourth and struck out swinging in the sixth. Runners at first and third with 2 away. On deck, Elston Howard. Pitch to Skowron as a ground ball hit back to the box on 1 hop. Fisher to Cash for the out. And Skowron is out of there for the Yankees in the bottom of the 8th. No runs, 2 base hits, no Tiger errors, 2 men left in the score at the end of 8 full innings. The Yankees have 4 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. Detroit 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. Take another look at the scoreboard. In the American League, Washington shut out Boston in the first game of a doubleheader 3-0. McLean all the way the winner. Muffet all the way the loser. King homered in the fourth. In the second game, it's 0-0 at the end of 3.5. Nichols against Daniels. They're playing the bottom of the 11th out in Cleveland. Baltimore nothing. The Indians nothing. Hep started. Wilhelm came on in the 10th. Perry started for the Indians. Funk in the 9th. The White Sox lead Kansas City 2-0 at the end of 6.5. Herbert against Shaw. Aparicio homered in the second with 1 on. Los Angeles at Minnesota. The Angels scored 2 in the top of the first. Minnesota batting. McBride against Kralik. The Cardinals and the Phillies are tied 4-4 at the end of 7.5. Jackson started for St. Louis. McDaniel in the 8th. Green started for the Phillies. Short in the 8th. Tony Taylor homered in the 4th with 1 on for the Phillies. Cincinnati 2, Pittsburgh nothing at the end of 5.5. Hunt against Friend. Robinson homered in the 6th. Milwaukee at San Francisco. It's Willie against Lowe's. And Chicago at L.A. has not started. For Detroit in the top of the 9th, it'll be Kaline, Colavito, and Cash to face Whitey Ford. Kaline walks, line to center, and pops to second. What a game he has had in a series defensively here against the Yankees. Takes a strike down the middle. The amazing thing is that Kaline is playing with a bad leg, just as Mantle is, but he's made some sparkling defensive plays. Outside, ball 1, 1-1. Whitey is firing that ball. Kaline has Flaherty to take a look at the ball. Flaherty does, and is going to throw that ball out of play. You wonder how a batter can see anything on the ball when it takes such a short time to get from the pitcher to the catcher. But they can. The 1-1 pitch. Foul off Kaline's foot, rolls down to third base. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Whitey Ford checks the sign from Elston Howard. Here's the windup. The pitch curved a little bit. Low ball, 2-2-2. The 2-2 pitch is hit high and deep to left center field, way back there. And that ball is in there for extra bases. Mantle backhanded, and Kaline is going to try for 3. The ball gets away from Mantle momentarily, and Kaline hobbles into third base. Hickey went down to backhand that ball, got a glove on it, and then it rolled out of his glove. And that'll be a triple for Kaline to deep left center field. And he really limped into third base. Phil Cavaretta bending over with Kaline at third. Hit number 5 off Whitey Ford. For Kaline, his 3rd triple of the year. Ralph Houck now out on the mound with Elston Howard and Whitey Ford as Rocky Colavito stands outside the batter's box. Houck talking things over with Whitey. Whitey will be the first one to tell him if his arm is tiring and if he's lost his stuff. And Houck is signaling for another pitcher. So that's exactly what must have happened. Even though it appeared from here and to the fans in the stands that Whitey was throwing just as hard as he was earlier in the game, he might have lost just that little extra off his fastball and curve. And so Ralph Houk decides to bring in a pitcher from the bullpen. Clevenger is coming on to make his second appearance as a Yankee. What a job he did in his first time out when he joined the Yankees in Kansas City. His 4 almost perfect innings against the A's came off with a win at that. And Clevenger will be coming on to replace Whitey Ford. Whitey pitched 8 innings. And to one man here in the top of the ninth. Gave up a total of 5 base hits. Walked 2, struck out 7, has allowed 1 run. K-line will be Whitey's responsibility. And Ford now leaves the mound and gets a well-deserved round of applause. Whitey tips his cap as he gets ready to walk into the Yankee dugout. Whitey cannot be the losing pitcher and can be the winning pitcher if Clevenger can put out the fire. Clevenger will be facing Colavito, Cash, and Burrows here in the top of the ninth. With the Yankees leading 4-1. Clevenger is making his 14th appearance of the year, all of them in relief. He's won 3 and lost 1, and has a phenomenal earned run average of 1.35. In the 20 and a third innings that Clevenger has worked, he's allowed 14 hits. 5 runs, only 3 of them earned, has walked 14 and struck out 12. He's allowed 1 home run. And that home run was to Clete Boyer, his teammate now. And it cost Clevenger a ball game out in Los Angeles. All right, Rocky Colavito stepped up. Colavito lined to left, popped to second, and fly deep to left field. Clevenger is 6'2" and 190 pounds from Ivanhoe, California. The Yankee infield playing back. They'll give up the 1 run. The windup by Clevenger. The pitch is a curve just a little bit outside ball 1. Clevenger wearing Ryan Duran's old number 26. I see where Ryan lost the ball game in relief yesterday for Los Angeles. A 1-0 pitch. Strike call, the fastball on the outside part of the plate. Clevenger's delivery is quite deceptive. It's an easy motion, but that ball zips in there. And Flaherty again looks at the ball and is going to throw it out of play. 1-1 on Rocky Colavito. Nobody out in the top of the ninth. The Yanks lead 4-1. Now K-line, who opened the inning with a triple, is at third base. Pitch to Rocky, high inside, ball 2, 2-1. Whitey Ford retired 22 of the last 24 men that he faced. One of them got a base hit but was doubled off. The pitch. Ground ball is short. The run will score. Kubek's throw goes to Skowron in time to get Colavito. And it's a 4-2 ball game with the infield playing back. K-line scored easily. Rocky gets credited with an RBI. That run charged to Whitey Ford, so Whitey is charged with 2 runs in the ball game. One away, here's Norm Cash. Cash beat out a bunt in the first inning. Struck out in the 4th and 6th innings. Ford had 7 strikeouts in the ball game. Clevenger's pitch to Cash is a strike ball. Threw him the fastball. Pitch is outside. Ball 1-1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. Pitch is fouled back in the upper deck out of play. Steve Burrows, whenever he's on deck, takes his stance in the on-deck circle and tries to time the pitch's motion and delivery, just as he would if he were up at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Change up outside, 2-2. Now the 2-2 delivery. A ground ball to the right side. Skowron is up with it, races to the bag for the unassisted putout, and it's two-way. Brings up Steve Burrows to walk with the bases loaded in the first inning to force in a run. Beat out an infield single in the fourth and fly to right field in the seventh. Strike one, a swing and a miss. The one strike delivery. A little bit low, ball 1-1-1. Clevenger checks the sign from Howard. The right-hander into the windup. 1-1 pitch, low outside, ball 2. 2-1. Elston Howard rubs up the ball before flipping it back to Clevenger. Two balls, one strike, 2 out. Nobody on. Yankees 4, Detroit 2, top of the ninth. Pitch is foul as he tried to check his swing. Picked up by Don Hefner, the first base coach for the Tigers. 2-2 the count. Now the 2-2 delivery. Just inside. Man, that was a close pitch to take. It looked like Burrows was fooled on the pitch. Like he was looking for a curve. He stepped into that fastball and then tried to get back out of the way. So it's a full count now on Burrows with 2 out and nobody on. The windup by Clevenger. The pitch. Inside, ball 4. First walk given up by Clevenger. And with 2 out, that'll bring the tying run to the plate. And it looks like Charlie Maxwell's coming up to bat for Dick Brown. And that's who it is. Charlie Maxwell. Charlie Maxwell is 4 for 16 this year. 1 RBI, batting .250. Nicknamed Paw Paw because he's from Paw Paw, Michigan. left-hand hitter. Yankees 4, Detroit 2 in the top of the ninth. 2 out. And Burrows at first base. Stretch by Clevenger. The pitch is low, ball 1. Time is called momentarily. John Flaherty, the plate umpire, points into the Detroit dugout. All right, now we're ready to go. Here's the stretch. The pitch is low, ball 2. 2-0. Chico Fernandez was not on deck, and Flaherty was signaling for Chico to come out of the dugout and get on deck. Two balls, no strikes on Maxwell. The stretch, and the pitch is fouled back on the screen, out of play. Clevenger curved Maxwell that time. Had Charlie out in front a little bit. Two balls, one strike, 2 out. Burrows leads off first. Change-up curve is low, ball 3. 3-1. Three balls, one strike on Charlie Maxwell, who's pinch hitting for Dick Brown. Again, the stretch. Pitch is low, ball 4. He walked him. And Larry Osborne is coming up to bat for Chico Fernandez. Second walk given up by Clevenger. And Osborne will be the batter. Osborne batting .375. He's 3 for 8. 1 double and 3 RBI. Osborne is a left-hand hitter. First baseman. 6'1", 205 pounds. And we're going to have a runner for Charlie Maxwell. Number 24 on the scorecard. Thomas is running. George Thomas running for Charlie Maxwell, an outfielder who was with Denver and Birmingham last year. So the tying run is now at first base. In the person of George Thomas. Burrows is at second. Osborne, a left-hand hitter, is the batter. Here's the stretch by Clevenger. The pitch is a curve, line of right field. And a fair ball. It kicks off the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes the tying run. The throw to the plate is cut off by Coward, and it's a tie ball. Curveball just inside the foul line. It hit something that made it kick back towards the infield. Maris was playing it for the carom off the wall, but it hit something and kicked back towards the infield between Richardson and Maris. And before either one could retrieve the ball, George Thomas scored all the way from first base. Burrows scored easily second, and the ball game is all tied up at 4-4, and Ralph Houk is coming out to the mound, and they want another pitcher. That'll be all for Clevenger. And these Tigers, just when you think you got them down, up they come. The Yankees went into the top of the ninth inning with a 4-1 lead. Al Kaline opened with a triple off Whitey Ford, and Ralph Houk took Whitey out of there to put Clevenger in. Clevenger retired the next two men, but then gave up a walk to Burrows and Maxwell, and Osborne hit a pinch double to right field, driving them both in. Louis Arroyo is coming on, and he'll be pitching to Bubba Morton, who's coming on to bat for Bill Fisher. Clevenger pitched 2/3 of an inning, allowed one hit, walked two, didn't strike out anybody, has allowed 2 runs so far. And Louis Arroyo will be coming on. Arroyo 5'8". Making his 11th appearance of the year. He's 1-1 and lost when he last relieved against the Tigers on May the 12th. Pitched 2 2/3 innings. Gave up 2 hits, walked 3, and allowed 1 run. So Clevenger leads. Frank Larry has gone in a run for Larry Osborne. That Larry likes to pitch against the Yankees and hit against them. Now he's going to run. Louis Arroyo loosening up to Elston Howard with Bubba Morton standing outside the batter's box. Dick Brown, who was taken out for a pinch hitter, is running down the bullpen for Detroit. And we'll have a new catcher for Detroit for the bottom of the ninth inning. Frank Larry has just been announced as a runner for Larry Osborne. Ralph Houk now coming to talk with plate umpire John Flaherty as Scar and Richardson and Maris are discussing with Ed Hurley, the first base umpire, some technicality on where that ball hit, as we were describing it to you before. Richardson now comes in. And Jim Hunachek and Hurley now talking with Maris and Skowron as Ralph Houk runs out to join that huddle in back of first base. Maris pointing out towards the right field corner. From here, we couldn't see what it hit because the field cuts in that way, the box seats. But it hit something that made it kick back in towards the infield instead of caroming around the wall to where Maris was playing. Houk is coming into the dugout, and Richards is going back to his position. So is Maris and Skowron. So it looks like the Yankees have lost another one. Argument, that is. While the discussion's going on, we're going to pause for station identification.
You're in tune with Quality Modern Radio. This is WLKO, Albany, New York.
Bubba Morton is 2 for 9 on the year, has 1 double, 2 RBIs. Batting .222. Score is tied 4-4 with 2 out in the top of the ninth. And Frank Larry, running for Larry Osborne, is at second base. All right, here's a stretch by Arroyo. Pitch to Morton is low, ball 1. Larry leads off second base. Arroyo sets. Pitch is low outside, ball 2. 2-0. Ready for the 2-0 delivery. It's high for ball 3. 3-0. Three balls, no strikes on Morton. The stretch, and the pitch is right in there. Strike one call. Three balls, one strike. Hank Larry leading off second base. Arroyo set. Pitch is low, ball 4. Arroyo walking the first man he faces. Morton at first, Larry at second. Here's Jake Wood. Wood has struck out twice, bounced to third, and bounced to second. Two out, two on. 3 runs in, score tied 4-4, top of the ninth. Louis' pitch is strike one. The bat comes out of his hand. Oh, I don't know whether that hit anybody or not. It just missed a little boy's head, and it just grazed his finger, and he's shaking the finger. Jake Wood let that bat go. It went all the way into the lower box seat, and fortunately the youngster ducked his head, put his hand on top of his head, and it skimmed his knuckles. He's shaking his hand. They're going to bring him to the first aid room, but I think he's more frightened than anything else. He's just shaking his hand, and that bat went back about 3 rows in the lower box seat, reminiscent of Dom DiMaggio, who threw his bat a lot here at Yankee Stadium. One strike on Jake Wood. The stretch by Arroyo. The pitch is low, ball 1, 1-1. And the youngster getting a hand from the fans as he walks by just below us. He'll have a story to tell the kids on the corner tonight. 1-1 on Jake Wood. Frank Larry leads off second. Bubba Morton off first. Stretch by Arroyo. Pitch high inside, ball 2, 2-1. Both runners lead away. 2-1 pitch, low outside, ball 3, 3-1. Louis pounds his fist into the glove. Three-one count on the leadoff hitter, Jake Wood. Here's the stretch by Arroyo. Pitch is swung and missed, strike 2. Full count on Jake Wood. Goes to the rosin bag. And the runners will be going with the pitch. 3-2 and 2 out. Now we're ready for the payoff pitch to Wood. The runners go. The ball is foul tip. A foul tip. Out holds at 3-2. sets on the mound. The pitch, outside, ball 4. The bases are loaded. Arroyo has faced 2 men and walked both of them. And it brings up Billy Bruton, the 9th man to bat here in the 9th inning. Bruton doubled and scored in the 1st inning, bounced to 2nd in the 3rd, bounced to 1st in the 5th, and struck out in the 8th. Bases loaded, 2 out, 3 runs in, score tied 4-4 in the top of the 9th. Boyer is in at 3rd. Not taking any chances with Bruton, who likes to lay one down once in a while. The pitch to Bruton. High inside, ball 1. Brushed him back, and Arroyo wants a new baseball. Bruton, the 9th man to come to bat here in the 9th inning. On deck is Al Kaline, who started this whole thing with a triple at deep left center field. Here's the windup. The pitch is in there, strike 1 call. Billy Bruton arguing that the pitch was a little low. Bruton a little upset on the call. He'll never get that one back. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Larry leads off 3rd, Morton off 2nd, Wood off 1st. Arroyo into the windup. Kicks, delivers. Strike 2. A fastball just above the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Go with the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Strike 3, swinging. Arroyo struck him out. But for Detroit in the top of the 9th inning, they come up with 3 runs on 2 base hits. No Yankee errors. 3 men left in the score at the end of 8.5 innings. Detroit 4 and the Yankees 4.
You know, it takes a little more than a can of wax and clean rugs and elbow grease to get your car ready for spring. To really enjoy the new driving season, remember your engine needs spring cleaning too. You see, winter stop-and-go driving can overwork the motor oil and the oil filter that protects your engine. The oil filter becomes clogged, and the oil itself is often saturated with winter dirt. That's why now, at the beginning of the new driving season, it makes sense to drain out dirty oil and replace it with high detergent Atlantic Premium Motor Oil. Remember, engines need spring cleaning too. So stop at your Atlantic dealer soon for a new oil filter and a change to the oil in the bright gold can. Atlantic Premium Motor Oil, to keep your car on the go. Chuck Cottier goes into short, replacing Chico Fernandez as we go into the bottom of the 9th inning. Rourke has gone in behind the plate to replace Dick Brown. Hank Aguirre, the big left-hander, comes on to replace Fisher, who had relieved starting pitcher Don Mossy. Aguirre is 1-1 on the year. So the new battery for the Detroit Tigers, Hank Aguirre and Mike Rourke. Cottier came to the Tigers in the deal with the Braves during the offseason. Billy Bruton and Cottier came along
in exchange for second baseman Frank Bowling. So it's a brand new ball game as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning as the Tigers fought from behind. And Whitey Ford, who appeared to be on the threshold of wrapping up the ball game, gave up an inning opening triple. Ralph Huff then took Whitey out of the ball game, came in with Tex Clevenger, who was wild, walked 2 men and gave up a game-tying double to Larry Osborne. Elston Howard leads off as we go to the bottom of the 10th, and Phil Rizzuto.
Ellie takes the pitch inside, ball 1. Gary with the short windup. The pitch is swung at and missed, strike 1, and Howard had a good riffle at that pitch. Tigers still have Colavito in left, Bruton in center, Kaline in right, Burrows at third, Cotier at short, Wood at second, Cash at first, Mike Rourke doing the catching, and Hank Aguirre out on the mound. Now the 1-1 pitch is lined to left center field, and it drops in there for base hit. Elston Howard lines the base hit to left center field, leading off the bottom of the ninth. And the winning run is at first base. And Joe DeMaestri is going out to run for Howard. Joe DeMaestri running for Howard. And Roger Maris will be the batter. Maris flied to center, struck out in singles. This has been a great ball game to watch, and we've still got another big one to go here at Yankee Stadium. Burrows way in at third, Cash holding first against DeMaestri. Here's a stretch by Aguirre. The pitch to Maris, he takes it outside, ball 1 as he squared around to bunt that ball. Tigers work their bunt defense a little different than the Yankees. Burrows and Aguirre come charging in, but Cash, at least that time, remained at first base. He didn't come charging in. 1 ball, no strikes on Maris. A stretch by Aguirre. The pitch is taken outside, ball 2. Again, Maris has squared around a bunt, and Aguirre, walking in, wanted to know where that pitch was. Lapses the ball as it's thrown back to him by Rourke. 2 balls, no strikes. The left-hander sets again. His pitch is a swing, a ground foul outside of first. Backhanded nicely by Cash. Then he falls down as he wheels around to throw the ball. Flips on the grass. So after having Maris squaring around a bunt on the first 2 pitches, manager Hart decided to let Roger swing away at least for 1 pitch. He fouled it off. Now let's see how they play it. Maris looks down at Crissetti for the sign. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Score tied 4-4, bottom of the ninth. The pitch. He tried to bunt it, missed a strike 2. Roger had that fastball come in on him, and he tried to draw back and just bunt the ball and missed it completely. It's a 2-2 count. Now Burrows moves back at third. The infield and double play depth. Stretch by the left-hander. The pitch is a ground foul over towards the Yankee dugout. Count holds it 2-2. Gary shakes off 1 sign. Now he nods his head. Here's his stretch. Pitch. A high fly to short right field. Kaline is moving in under it and makes the catch. DeMaestri hustles back to first base. Maris got under that one a little bit. Brings up Tony Kubek. Tony pops to short, lined out to right field, and pops to third. One away. Bob Sheffing is going out to the mound to talk with Aguirre. Now wait, he bypasses the mound and goes out to talk with Jake Wood and Chuck Cartier. He's talking to the double play combination, not bothering to talk to the pitcher. So this can't be charged as a time for the manager going out talking to the pitcher on the mound. You know, a manager's only allowed 2 visits to the mound before the pitcher has to come out of the ball game. Kubek is the batter. Arroyo is due to be the next hitter. But we'll wait and see what happens. 1 out. DeMaestri running for Howard at first base. The stretch by Aguirre. Throw to first. DeMaestri's back. The pitch is bunted at and missed. Strike 1. Boy, Kubek had the infield crossed up. He waited till the last second to square around for that bunt, but he missed it. Yankees trying to get that winning run in scoring position. A quick toss to first, but DeMaestri was standing on the bag. Gary bends over to get the sign. The pitch is bunted and missed again. Strike 2. That's twice Kubek tried to bunt the ball and missed them completely. That time it looked like Tony tried to draw his bat back. But it's strike 2, nevertheless. 0-2 on Kubek. Gary shakes off another sign. Now he's ready. The pitch, sidearm curve, line to right field. Kaline coming in, makes the catch, and the throw to first base doubles off Joe DeMaestri. Kubek hit that ball so hard, it looked like it was going to drop in there, and DeMaestri started tearing for second base, but Kaline came in. He made the catch about belt high. That's how hard that ball was hit. And then slipped easily on one hop to Norm Cash to double up DeMaestri. And so for the Yankees in the bottom of the ninth, no runs, 1 hit. No Tiger errors, nobody left. The score at the end of 9 full innings, Detroit 4, the Yankees 4, and we're going into extra innings. So a ball game that looked like it was all wrapped up for the Yankees in Whitey Ford. Suddenly, these amazing Tigers explode for 3 runs in the top of the ninth, sending 9 men to the plate, and the ball game is all tied up. And the Yankees now have a new catcher. Johnny Blanchard takes over for Elston Howard. Howard was taken out for a pinch runner. And Al Kaline, who started off the top of the ninth inning with a triple, his only hit in the ball game to date. He has walked, fly to center, and popped to second. Will lead off here in the top of the 10th inning. Kaline has played a great series defensively for Detroit. Yankees have Servin left, Mantle in center, Marison right, Boyer at third, Kubek at short, Richardson at second, Sharon at first, Blanchard catching, and Arroyo on the mound. Louis into the windup. The pitch is a slow ground ball down the third base line. Boyer barehands it, throws to first inside. And Kaline could have aggravated that pulled muscle. He tried to run as hard as he could, and then the last leap, like a running broad jump to first base, but he was out on a fine play by Boyer, who scooped that ball up barehanded and rifled a throw to Scarron. 1 out. Here's Rocky Colavito. Colavito lined to left, popped to second, fly to left, and bounced to short. Rocky has driven in 1 run today. One out in the top of the 10th. Arroyo's pitch is hit deep to left center field. Mantle going back. He's got the room going way back and makes the catch out in the cinder pad. It's a good thing Colavito didn't pull that one, as Rocky got the good wood on it. But Mantle had plenty of room to roam, and he did to deep left center field. So on 2 pitches, there's 2 out here in the top of the 10th. And it brings up Norm Cash. Cash beat out a bunt, struck out twice, and bounced to first. 4-4, top of the 10th. 2 out, nobody on. The pitch to Cash. Way outside, it rolls to the screen, ball 1. Every time the Yankees and Tigers meet, the games are exciting. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-0. Arroyo's 2-0 delivery is in there. Strike called. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now the 2-1 delivery. Inside, ball 3. 3-1. Arroyo into the windup. 3-1 pitch is swung at and missed. Strike 2. Full count on Norm Cash. Little house cleaning by plate umpire John Flaherty. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Score tied 4-4 in the top of the 10th. Now the payoff pitch to Cash. A ground foul outside of first. Count holds at 3-2. Louis shaking off a few signs. Got the one he likes now. Pitch. Foul tip. Back to the screen. Cash is swinging around so hard he's kicking dirt all over home plate. Flaherty has to give it another cleaning job. Again, we have the 3-2 delivery. A ground foul down at first base, picked up by Don Hefner. Three and 2 on Cash. On deck is Steve Burrows. Here's the 3-2 pitch. A fly ball to short left field. Third digging in, coming fast. He can't get it. And it drops in for single. Cash tried to go to second, then goes back to first base. And Richardson, not knowing that Cash had gone halfway, reached around for the tag. And Cash slid back into first. He started to go for 2 as Serve slipped momentarily. Bob started back on that ball that looked like it was hit hard and then jumped into short left field. A single for Cash. First hit off Arroyo. And it brings up Steve Burrows, who has walked twice, singled once, and flying to right field. Burrows has scored 1 run. He's also driven in a run when he walked with the bases loaded in the first inning. 2 out. Skowron holding first against Cash. Arroyo's pitch is low inside, ball one. Cash leads off first. The pitch is swung and missed, strike one, and Burrows went all the way around on that cut. All right, Louis ready again. The pitch is outside. Ball 2-2-1. Top of the 10th inning, score tied 4-4. 2 out, Norm Cashew single leading off first. Pitch is low, ball 3-1. Burrows steps back to look at Phil Cavaretta. 3-1 count. They could have the runner going. All right, here's the stretch by Louis. The pitch is low, ball 4. And that's the third time today that Cash has walked. Rather, that Burrows has walked. Cash goes down to second base. Burrows at first. And the third walk given up by Arroyo. It brings up the catcher, Mike Rourke. Rourke is 2 for 3. Batting .667. Scored 2 runs, has 1 RBI. Rourke, a right-hand hitter. 6 feet, 295 pounds. The pitch, ball short. Kubek, and Boyer cuts in front, throws to first in time to get Rourke. Boyer came right in front of Kubek and practically took it out of his glove. And his throw was in time. So for Detroit in the top of the 10th, no runs, 1 hit. No Yankee errors, 2 men left to score at the end of 9.5 innings. Detroit 4 and the Yankees 4.
A clean carburetor gives smoother driving performance, so use new Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans your carburetor and keeps it clean.
Pause for station identification.
You're in tune with Quality Modern Radio, 1460 on your dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. WOKO time is 4.5 minutes past 5. The Capital District temperature, 85 degrees.
The bat for Louis Arroyo. Lopez will be followed by Richardson and then Boyer as we get ready to go in the bottom of the 10th. The ball game all tied up 4-4. Hector is batting .189. He's 18 for 95, has 2 doubles, 1 homer, and 7 RBI. Hank Aguirre, the third Tiger pitcher of the afternoon, is out on the mound. Lopez steps into the batter's box. Aguirre into the windup. Pitch to Lopez is low, ball 1. Hector has Flaherty look at the ball, and Flaherty's throwing another one out of play. It's 4 or 5 balls that Flaherty has thrown out of play in this ball game. Jim Coates is up in the Yankee bullpen. The pitch is high, ball 2, 2-0. Detroit leading the American League by 4.5 games. Baltimore and Cleveland are in the 15th inning now. 0-0. The pitch is in there. Strike one call. Two balls, one strike on Lopez. The 2-1 pitch is high, ball 3, 3-1. Now the 3-1 delivery. Ball 4. He walked him. Lopez gets the base on balls. And that is the first base on balls any Yankee has had today. Marcy didn't walk anybody in 7 innings. Fisher didn't walk anybody in the 1 inning that he pitched. Brings up Bobby Richardson. Norm Cash runs over to talk with Aguirre. Bobby singled in the first inning. Fly deep to right center in the third. Bounced to short in the 5th and 8th innings. Tiger infield looking for the possible sacrifice. Here's the stretch by Aguirre. The pitch to Richardson. He swings away and misses strike one. Bobby was not squaring around a bunt that time. Now Richardson looks down at Crissetti. Time is called. Aguirre wants a new ball. Bobby was trying to slap that ball by Norm Cash at first base. Here's the stretch. The pitch. Richardson squares around, bunts in front of the plate. Aguirre must go to first base in time to get Richardson, but sliding into second safely is Lopez. The sacrifice works from the pitcher to the second baseman covering. And it's one away. The winning run down at second base. And the batter is Clete Boyer. Boyer bounced into a force play in the first inning. Struck out in the third. Single to left in the 5th. Was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. And popped to second base in the 8th inning. 1 out, 4-4 to score, bottom of the 10th. Hector Lopez at second base. On deck is Bob Serve. Stretch by Aguirre. The pitch is a little bit high, ball 1. Aguirre keeps yelling in at Flaherty, where are those pitches? One ball, no strikes on Boyer. The pitch is popped in the air outside of first. Norm Cash in foul territory is under it and makes the catch. That's 2 away. Boyer fouls out to Cash, the first baseman. And with 2 out, here's Bob Serve. Serve homered in the first inning, driving in 2 runs. Hit back to the box in the 3rd. Fly to right in the 6th. And singled in the 8th inning. 2 for 4 for big Bob Serve. 2 out now with the winning run at second base. Bottom of the 10th inning, all tied at 4-4. The stretch by Aguirre. The pitch is a ground ball back to the box. Aguirre up with it. Bobbled it, dropped it. The throw in. He got him. Holy cow, and he stepped on Cash's foot. Cash is limping around out there. Serve couldn't help it, and Cash realizes it. Aguirre had the ball. As he wheeled around to throw it, he dropped it. He kicked it again, picked it up, and threw off balance to Cash, who had a lean sort of into the baseline. And they got him out. And Serve, striving for the bag, stepped right on Cash's foot. But Aguirre got him out of there, and so in the bottom of the 10th inning for the Yankees, no runs. No hits, no Tiger errors. 1 man left in the score at the end of 10 full innings. New York 4 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Detroit 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Well, the Yankees are going to have a new pitcher, and it'll be Jim Coates. And while Coates is taking that long walk in from the bullpen, let's go over the scoreboard again. Washington shut out Boston 3-0 in the first game of a doubleheader. McLean all the way the winner, Muppet the loser. King homered in the 4th inning. In the second game, it's Washington 1, Boston 0 at the end of 7. Bright homered in the 5th for Washington. Nichols started for Boston, Stallard in the 5th, Hillman in the 6th, Daniels all the way for Washington. Baltimore at Cleveland, and they got a honey of a pitching duel going there. It's 0-0 playing the bottom of the 15th inning. Heft started for Baltimore, Wilhelm in the 10th, Fisher in the 12th. Perry started for Cleveland, Funk came on in the 9th, he's still in there. The White Sox are leading Kansas City 6-1, playing the top of the 9th inning. Aparicio homered in the 2nd with 1 on. Wes Covington homered in the 7th with 1 on, and Jim Landis in the 7th with 1 on. Luke Klimchak homered in the 9th with nobody on for Kansas City. Los Angeles 2, Minnesota 0 at the end of 4.5. McBride against Kralik. In the National League, the Phillies beat the Cardinals 6-4. Short in relief the winner, McDaniel in relief the loser. Tony Taylor homered in the 4th with 1 on. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 4-1. Hunt the winner, Friend the loser. Robinson and Mazeroski homered in that game. Giants lead Milwaukee 3-2 at the end of 3. Willie against Lowe's. Eddie Matthews homered in the 3rd with 1 on. Chicago at LA, it's Hobby against Drysdale just getting underway. Jim Coates, 6'4", 195 pounds from Village, Virginia, making his 8th appearance of the year. He's won 1 and lost 2. Here's Chuck Collier playing shortstop for Detroit now. Took over for Fernandez. Collier is 0 for 0. The pitch is in there for call strike 1. He has not been a bat officially. He has scored 1 run, uses a pinch runner. Coates into the windup. Pitch is popped in the air between home and first. Skowron is calling for it in foul territory. Makes the catch. 1 away. Collier fouls out to Skowron. And that'll bring up Hank Aguirre. Aguirre, 0 for 2 on the year. Batting him right-handed. 1 out, nobody on. 4-4, top of the 11th. The pitch, right call, a fastball belt high. A windup. Pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 2. Nothing in 2 on Aguirre. The 2-strike pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Went after a high fastball, didn't get it. And that brings up Jake Wood. Wood struck out twice, bounced to third, bounced to second, and walked. Two out, nobody on. Pitch to Wood, low outside, ball 1. Coates is firing that ball today. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 1-1. ball, 1 strike on Jake Wood. The pitch is in there, strike 2 called, just above the knees. The windup by Coates. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. It was a breaking pitch, a little low and outside, 2-2. This is really a nail biter, cliffhanger, whatever you want to call it. Lots of excitement in this ball game. The 2-2 pitch. He checked his swing and it was a little bit low. Ball 3. Full count, 3-2. Count on Jake Wood. Coates getting ready for the payoff pitch. Here it is, and he fouls it back in the upper deck out of play. On deck is Billy Bruton. Coates rubbing up the new ball. Steps back now for a little rosin. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nobody on. 4-4 on the top of the 11th. The pitch is swung at and missed. Strike 3. Got him on a high fastball. And for Detroit in the top of the 11th. No runs, no hits, no Yankee errors, nobody left. The score at the end of 10 and a half innings. Detroit 4 and the Yankees 4.
Remember, keep on the go with new Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive and then keeps it clean.
Well, the ball game is over at Cleveland. Cleveland defeated Baltimore 1-0. They scored in the bottom of the 15th inning to win it. So that was a dandy, and they have another ball game to play out there. 1-0 in 15 innings. Here it's 4-4 as we get ready to play the bottom of the 11th inning. And the Yankees have Mantle, Skowron, and Blanchard coming up. Mickey will be batting right-handed again. He batted right-handed against Marcy and left-handed against Bill Fisher. Mickey has flied to right twice, double to left center and scored, and single to right. Hank Aguirre out on the mound. Pitch to Mickey is a base hit to left field. Boy, he hit that one so hard that Burrows didn't have time to move an inch. Mantle rifles a single by the third baseman into left field. The ball was hit so hard you couldn't even see it after it left the bat. And here comes Skowron. Skowron doubled in the first, Holman in the fourth, struck out in the sixth, and hit back to the box in the eighth. A winning run at first base. Wants to look at the ball. I guess Skowron figured Mantle hit that one so hard it must be lopsided, but evidently it's all right because Flaherty keeps it in play. Burrows is in the third. Cash holding first against Mantle. Nobody out. The stretch by Aguirre. The pitch, Skowron bluffs a bunt, swings away and misses. Strike 1. Moose is getting tricky up there. Skowron looks down at Crissetti. Stretch. The pitch is in there. Strike 2 call. Skowron moved his feet. He looked like he was going to try and go to right field. But he took the pitch and it just nicked the corner. 0-2 on Skowron. Stretch by Aguirre. Pitch is fouled back in the mezzanine to the right of the plate. Down holds it 0-2. All right, Aguirre set. Pitch, a foul in the upper deck this time out of play. On deck is Johnny Blanchard. All right, here's the stretch by the left-hander. The pitch is high inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burrows is guarding the third base line, but Cotty is over kind of close to second, gives Moose a big hole between third and short. Outfield straight away and deep. The curve is swung at and missed, strike 3. He pulled the string a little bit on that one, and Skowron quite a bit out in front. Aguirre chalks up his first strikeout. Brings up Johnny Blanchard up for his first time at bat in the ball game. Blanchard 5 for 22, batting .227, 2 homers and 3 RBIs. 1 on now with Mantle at first. The pitch to Johnny is high for ball 1. On deck is Roger Maris. Time is called as Burrows ran in to pick up a piece of paper. Now Aguirre's going over to pick up one, and he missed it. That's like in the movies when they're kidding around. They go to pick up something and they kick it a little. It blew just away from as he reached down to get it. All right, 1 ball, no strikes on Blanchard. Mantle leading off first. The pitch to Blanchard is fouled back on the screen. 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Left-hander set. Pitch is over, strike 2. He came by the way of first base that time. Sort of like a crossfire. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, a high fly to right field. Al Kaline moving under it. Makes the catch. Mantle back to first. It's 2 away. And here's Roger Maris. Maris fly to center, struck out, single to right and fly to right. 2 out. The winning run at first base. Score tied 4-4. Bottom of the 10th inning. Pitch to Maris is fouled back on the screen, strike 1. The stretch by Aguirre. Curve outside, ball 1, 1-1. Ready for the 1-1 delivery. Pitch is a little bit inside, ball 2. 2-1. Gary set. Pitch way outside. Ball 3, 3-1. Now, Gary almost couldn't get up that time. He got his foot caught in the dirt out on the mound. Like he was pinned to the ground. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Little huddle between Mike Rourke, the catcher, and Gary, the pitcher. Mantle at first. Cash holding him on. A 4-4 ball game in the bottom of the 11th inning. All right, here's the stretch. The pitch is a ground foul outside of first, and it's a full count on Maris. So Mantle will be off with the pitch. Norm Cash waving his arms, wants to get a hold of the manager so that he can play in back of Mantle. Only he doesn't play in back of Mantle. Sheffing says, hold him on there. Don't let him get too big a jump. Here's the stretch. The throw to first, but Nicky's back. Almost a wild throw. The stretch. The pitch is high inside. Ball 4. He walks. Mantle was off with the pitch. And now the winning run is down at second base. Here's Tony Kubek. Kubek popped to short, lined out to right field, popped to third, and then lined into a double play as Kaline made a running catch of a sinking liner and threw to first to double off to Maestri. All right, 2 out, 2 on, 4-4, bottom of the 10th. The stretch, the pitch is a ground ball in the hole. Cartier bobbles it, and all hands are safe. Chuck Cartier bobbled the ball. His only chance would have been a play at second base. And I believe they're going to give Kubek a hit. We'll wait and see. It was hit in the hole. Cartier got over there. He was too anxious to get rid of it to throw to second for the force on Maris. And it is a single. An infield single loads up the bases. Let's see who's going to come out. They got Darren Johnson in right-hand batter. They got Yogi Berra and Jesse Gonda, left-hand hitters. Let's see who it's going to be. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. Score tied 4-4. Bottom of the 11th. And we're waiting for somebody to come out. And it's Yogi Berra. Coming out to bat for Jim Coates. With the bases loaded, 2 outs, and the score tied 4-4 in the bottom of the 11th. Yogi batting .236, has 1 double, 3 homers, 8 RBIs. Pitch to Yogi is low, ball 1. Mickey Mantle at third. Roger Maris at second. Tony Kubek at first. 1 ball, no strikes on Yogi. The windup. The pitch is outside, ball 2. And I thought Aguirre was going to pass out that time. He put his head back. And here comes Bob Sheffing. But Mike Rourke is pushing Aguirre back there. Aguirre put his head way back and looked up at the sky. He thought that pitch was a strike. And Mike Rourke, the catcher, seeing that Aguirre was a little upset, ran out there to intercept him before he got into the umpire. Bob Sheffing did the same thing. Sheffing did not come out and argue on whether that was a ball or a strike, because if he had done so, he would have been ejected from the ball game automatically. 2 balls, no strikes on Yogi. Here's the windup by the left-hander. The pitch, strike, ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Aguirre ready. The 2-1 pitch. Strike, ball. 2-2, and that time Yogi stepped back out of the box to look back at Flaherty. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases loaded. Here's the windup. The pitch. A foul out of play and back at third base. All 3 runners leading away. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to first base, foul. Backhanded by Cash. It was fouled by inches. Oh, man. This has really been a ball game, and this has been some bottom half of the 11th inning. Two on Yogi. Here's the windup. The pitch. A base hit to left field. The Yankees win it. Berra comes through with a pinch hit single, and the Yankees win in the bottom of the 11th, 5-4. Oh, man, what a finish. Aguirre pitched Yogi outside, and Yogi just slapped that ball about a foot over Burrows' head. A short single to left field, driving in Mickey Mantle. And the Yankees win it by a score of 5-4 in 11 innings.
Here are the totals in the game for the Yankees: 5 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. Detroit, 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. The winning pitcher is Jim Coates, and the losing pitcher, of course, is Hank Aguirre. Quite a ball game. The Yankees apparently had it all tied up as far as the ball game being won is concerned in the 9th inning as they led 4-1. Whitey Ford was coasting along with a 4-1 lead going into the 9th inning, and Al Kaline opened with a triple. He was taken out, and Tex Clevenger came in. And when the dust settled in the top of the 9th inning, after Larry Osborne had driven in 2 runs with a double into the right field corner, the Tigers had tied it at 4-4. And it went along until the bottom of the 11th when Yogi Berra came in off the bench and lined a single into left field, scoring Mantle with the bases loaded. And the Yankees pulled their first one of the series out after a bitter fight, 5-4. We'll be back in approximately 20 to 25 minutes with the second game of the doubleheader. In the intervening time, we'll send you back to your local stations for music and news and whatever may be on the bill of fare. Just a reminder that the first game came to you with the best wishes of the Atlantic Refining Company and your Atlantic dealer, who offer you Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that cleans your carburetor and keeps it clean, and by P. Ballantine & Sons, brewers of the crisp refresher Ballantine beer. Enjoy sunny, mellow Ballantine beer along with baseball. Bob Delaney sending you back to your stations. This is the home of Champions Network.